Collecco for Thursday night. Wow, we've been live Monday night, Tuesday night. This is Thursday night. I'll see y'all again Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. Right, Tanner? When you're on and watching, say hi. Let's see who the first comment is. I got money on Craig's first. My money paid off. All right. Let's get to, let's post a story. Copy link. Let's see. Pages. Welcome, everybody. I'm getting all the sharing set up. This is the first time we've advertised a sale in almost a month. Yep, it's been that long since I've posted on Facebook that we're having a live Facebook sale. Live now. Get this. Let's see. Your story. Now let me get shared to the group. Yes, John, I got your pre-order for that. I'm gonna go through. This may be a pre-order. That McCartney box set. I've got to. I've emailed both. Well, I've emailed one person. I hadn't done it to the second. The McCartney box sets. I'm gonna make sure that I'm actually gonna be like even get a chance because those are sold out. Through McCartney's website. I hope I can get them because I've already had 6 people pre-order. I went ahead and ordered 7 of them, and of course that's a lot of money. And I'm going to go ahead and ask some people to prepay for that. So the people who's pre-ordered, I'm going to message everybody and ask them could they prepay for that because usually we have bad luck anyway with people with box sets. So everybody that's pre-ordered is a repeat customer. But when we're talking about a $600 box set, I may go ahead and have everybody prepay for that McCartney box set. And then if I don't get it in, I'll just send you a refund. But I've got like 6 people down. I think 7, including myself. And if you've pre-ordered the McCartney box set with me, sometime before the end of the week, we may put it on this week's invoice or next week's invoice. I'm probably going to go ahead and have everybody prepay for that. So if everybody's okay, they're sold out through McCartney's website. I've been ordered. I thought I was only going to sell like 1 or 2. John Young says he wants 1, so that makes 7. So now I've got to order 8. And like I said, usually I wouldn't ask for a prepayment on any pre-order. But when you're talking about a $600 box set, we might need to protect ourselves on that one. So, John Young, John Stotts, I don't know if you heard all that. But, yes, I got your pre-order, but I'm going to ask for prepayment on that. So, I'm going to ask everybody to prepay on that one. So, that way, just in case, because that's the last thing I need to do is have like 3 extras of those, and then everybody's like, sorry, I got it somewhere else, or I went ahead and picked it up on another website, and then I've got 3 McCartney box sets for $2,000 that I can't sell. So, let me get first crate of new vinyl here, which is, what happened to it? I think I carried it over. Well, that's one of them, but let me grab this other one. So, what did I do with it? Huh. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and show that one first. Yeah, there's another one somewhere with the dollies and the kisses in it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what. It has Dolly and Kiss and Missy Elliott and some other stuff. So, yeah, the McCartney box set's going to be great. I mean, we're talking about something by Paul McCartney that they're only making 3,000 of. That's an expensive item. There's a test pressing in every one of them. So that's pretty incredible. But yeah, let's start showing vinyl. But yeah, if you pre-ordered the McCartney box set with me, I'm probably going to send out invoices for that on either this week's or next week's invoice. I've got several people who are in on that. And if you don't want to prepay, then I don't know if I can really, quote, hold you one, but we'll see. Warren is not on hand yet. Those are supposed to be here tomorrow. Okay? I do have some great new vinyl, though. And as y'all seen, we had some fantastic, a fantastic collection come in yesterday. We got some amazing stuff to sell. So, all right. New vinyl. Queen, Innuendo. There's some new releases in here, and there's some new releases in here, and there's some new restocks like Queen. Queen Innuendo. The Queen is remastering their catalog, half-speed master, nice gatefold, 2LP. That is $36.99. $36.99 for Queen Innuendo. Yeah, there's 80 singles in there. Good evening, Pete. Stacy, Warrant should be here tomorrow. Seems very fair on the McCartney box set. I think the same thing. First to prepay is the first to get one. I'm going to do it in the order in which they've been claimed on the feed. So there's already been 4 or 5, I think 5 or 6. John Young makes 7 now. I will do the order in whichever they were claimed, just like anything else. But I'm just going to ask everybody to prepay on that one. I've got 150 warrants coming this week and 150 warrants coming next week. I've got a bunch of warrant cherry pie on the way. This is a new release from Music on Vinyl, Champion Jack Dupree, Blues from the Gutter, limited to 750 on gold vinyl. This is number 282. This is $38.99. Champion Jack Dupree, Blues from the Gutter, $38.99. Gold vinyl, limited to number, new release from Music on Vinyl. This is a new release, and I forgot to post a pre-order. This may be the best Elvis Costello release in quite some time because it's a greatest hits. Elvis Costello, Extreme Honey, the very best of Warner Brothers years, limited to 4,000, also on gold vinyl, featuring Veronica, So Like Candy, Sulky Girl, 13 Steps, and Lead Down, My Dark Life. So this is a Elvis Costello greatest hits, new release from Music on Vinyl. They're all numbered on the back, colored vinyl, 2 LPs. First time I've ever seen one of these. These are $44.99. All right, first sell of the night. New release, new purchase. That goes to Mike Vandergist, the new Champion Jack Dupree from Music on Vinyl. Next comment, Debbie Blair, good evening. Then we got Michael Massey on the Elvis Costello. How much is the McCartney box set? $600. I think I did $611. $611.99. Which is the exact McCartney website. I either did that or $615, but the new McCartney box set is about $615. If you want one, go please comment on the post. I thought maybe I would sell one. Counting mine now, I'm up to 7 or 8, so it's just incredible that we've sold that many. But I hope that I can get them. I mean, they're sold out to the McCartney website, so that tells me either they're highly in demand and highly going to be allocated, or the McCartney website didn't have too many to begin with, and they're really relying on distributors to get them sold. Michael Massey first on Elvis. John Stites was number 2. And I've only got 2 of these. I was kind of late. I was going to post a pre-order. For this because it was such a big release, and I forgot. So I'm definitely going to order more, and I can get more. So put this one down for John Stites, and our first waiting list tonight will be for Walt Cruz. Walt, I'll put you down for an Elvis Costello. Huey Lewis and the News Collected. Huey Lewis is $44.99. I haven't had these in a while. Huey Lewis Collected. That's pretty much the only Huey Lewis greatest hits that's in stock. That is $44.99. Already got and they canceled. Yeah. Amazon doesn't get a lot of music on vinyl allocation, which I hope it stays that way. I have a lot of people tell me they've pre-ordered very high in demand music on vinyl stuff of Amazon and it gets canceled. Luckily, we get the stuff from the main U.S. distributor, but what's weird is the warrant wasn't, it's a weird thing because of the licensing. So we get that through another distributor, which is probably who we order the most from, and luckily we were able to get those. So, all right, new restock from Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. I hadn't had this in a while. I like that word right here. This is analog, but it comes from a digital master. Dire Straits, Love Over Gold. This is a 2LP, 45 RPM Dire Straits. MoFi pressing. Those are $69.99. Haven't had those in quite some time. And we have a restock. I love this cover. It's like a foil hologram cover. Star Wars Stories, music from The Mandalorian, Rogue One, and Solo. I love the Mandalorian soundtrack. And right now, on far as black, or actually this is colored vinyl, but far as just vinyl and not a picture disc, this is the only way you can get the Mandalorian soundtrack. They have it on a picture disc. Of course, you're not going to get the best quality with that. But I like the music from The Mandalorian. That was a great series. Josh Duvall takes a Dire Straits. I've got one left, Love Over Gold. Star Wars Stories, I sold a lot of those. That's just a restock of that. Blind Melon, a restock of this. One of our best-selling music on vinyl titles. An impossible album to find an original of. I don't think I've ever had one. Not too easy to get, I would say. From 1992, Blind Melon is $38.99. Star Wars is a 2LP. That is limited and numbered on colored vinyl, $44.99. $44.99 for Star Wars. This came back in stock this week. I ordered them with 3 places, and I was only able to get 2. That's Korn Issues. I've never had this one before. Korn Issues, 2LP. That is $36.99. I've never had that Korn record ever. Never, ever. New release for Music on Vinyl. Reggae Power, various artists, limited edition of 1,000. This features the Ethiopians, Roy Shirley, and the Kingston Tops, $38.99. These are limited and numbered on orange vinyl. Reggae Power, $38.99. I had a pre-order for that. I had a pre-order for Reggae Power. That was Debbie Whited, Josh Duvall, and George Buchanan. Debbie Whited, Josh Duvall, and George Buchanan. That was for Reggae Power. I like this. Foreigner. I've never had this Mobile Fidelity in stock. Foreigner's first album, self-titled. This is a DSD transfer from the Analog Master. That is $49.99. Foreigner. Always numbered on the back. I've never had that one in stock before. $49.99. I've got 5 because I definitely plan on keeping one. That's going to sound great. Josh, I've already got you down for a Reggae Power on the pre-order. And I've never had this one. I finally got some of these MoFi titles back ordered, and they're finally coming in. This is Simon & Garfunkel, Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme. These are $49.99. I'm going to also keep one of these. I'm trying to keep all of them, if I can. At least one. That's one of my favorite labels. They do such an amazing job. It's a little bit pricey. I mean, we sell originals of this all day long for $10, $15, and maybe $20 for a mint one in shrink wrap, but $50, you get a pretty high quality pressing. Megadeth is $38.99. That's just a restock. Like I said, I've been grabbing those anytime I can. A restock of Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner, $38.99. For the money, there's a better version. We've got them for $70, $69.99. The Analog Productions for $38.99 for almost half the price. This is pretty good sounding. A lot better sounding than the originals. The Foreigners are $49.99. $49.99 for Foreigner. Golden Earring. This sold pretty well. This is called, I'll let you read it. It's not really bad words, but, there may be children watching. Golden Earring. These are $44.99. We'll call it body parts. They're limited and numbered for Music on Vinyl to 1,000, 2LP on red vinyl. That's a Golden Earring, $44.99. I have 2 of those. And this is a new release from Golden Earring. You Know We Love You. The final Golden Earring concert recorded live on November 16th, 2019. 3LP deluxe trifold sleeve, gold vinyl limited to 5,000. These are $54.99. $54.99. Golden Earring. That's a street date on that should be for Friday. Golden Earring. That's $54.99. Scott Smith wants, before that, David Johnson wants a Foreigner. Yeah, that is the matched price from Mobile Fidelity. So you would be paying the same price plus tax and shipping from MoFi website as on that one. I'm finally getting there where I can match some of those prices. That keeps my margin very slim. But so Scott Smith on TNA, that's a golden earring, and Jerry Stone also wants one. So put Scott and Jerry Stone down for those. Greg Hagewood is going to get a foreigner. I've got 3 left, 2 after I pull mine out, and Steve Howe. And Steve Howe wants a Star Wars. Sell that to Steve Howe. Star Wars Stories. That's a soundtrack from Mandalorian, Rogue One, and Solo. So the other golden earring is a triple LP, $54.99. That's a new release. By the way, one of these is a really low number if somebody wants to be first and grab that one. We got number 15 of 5,000. That one there on top is number 15 of 5,000. That's pretty low. And the greatest Christmas songs of the 21st century. I've got 2 of these. I didn't do a pre-order on this because we've been posting so many Christmas records. But I think technically this is a new release, maybe a different colored vinyl. They may have done it last year. Limited edition 3,000 on numbered copies on moss green and white colored vinyl. So green and white colored vinyl. Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, Lady Gaga, Sia, Jonas Brothers, 21 Pilots, Maroon 5, One Republic, Sam Smith, Ariana Grande. Is that how you say her name? Yeah. So that is all new artists. That's like a new artist Christmas album. Greatest songs of the 21st century. $44.99. I've got 2 of those. Let me have the one on top of the black crate there. I need to read that pre-order off. That Christmas album right there. We sold out of them. That one right there. Yes, let me have one of those. And the last record here for this crate, we're already sold out of them. This is the greatest Christmas songs. Now this one, we had quite a few people on the pre-order. The greatest Christmas songs. Let me go ahead and read the pre-order. Conrad Murrack, Donnie Moore, Ron Phillips, Leslie Holt, Kenny Piercy, Jerry Wallace, Brent Rabley, Jordan Vernoy, Scott Smith, and Charles Edward Jones. This is the greatest Christmas songs, limited edition 3,000, snowy white vinyl. Queen, Coldplay, U2, Paul McCartney, Bryan Adams, The Pretenders, John and Yoko, Elton John, Rod Stewart, Slade. This is a good one. That is on white vinyl. That's a $44.99 from Music on Vinyl. From Music on Vinyl. And I don't have any more of these left. I originally pre-ordered like 8. Somebody brought to my attention that they hadn't come in. I actually forgot to order them. I ordered 10, and then we've had 2 other people say they want one since then. So I am technically, quote, sold out, but I can get more of these. That's the greatest Christmas songs. All right, so there's that one, Tanner. That one's technically already sold on the pre-order. Now, let me go back through that crate, and we're going to start with vintage. We got a fantastic selection of vintage. I went to Savannah, Tennessee yesterday. I say Tennessee because I tell people I go to Savannah, and they think I'm in Georgia. I would probably rather have went to Savannah, Georgia, but Savannah, Tennessee was pretty good because I got some fantastic records. Queen Innuendo, 2 LP half-speed remaster, $36.99. Champion Jack Dupree, new release from Music on Vinyl, gold vinyl, limited to 750, $38.99. Huey Lewis and the News Collected, that's like their greatest hits, $44.99. Last copy of Love Over Gold, Dire Straits. They say this sounds absolutely fantastic. $69.99. That's 2 LPs at a 45 RPM. Star Wars Stories, last copy. That's on colored vinyl, limited and numbered from Music on Vinyl. $44.99. Blind Melon, $38.99. And I'm really surprised we didn't sell any corn. Corn is $36.99. Sherry Darnell wants on that greatest. Now, let me make sure y'all want this one. Greatest Christmas songs, because there's also the greatest Christmas songs of the 21st century. Sherry and Debbie, I'm putting you down for this one. The one with Queen, Coldplay, U2, Paul McCartney. The one we have a pre-order for. Last copy of Reggae Power, $38.99. I've got 3 Foreigner Mo-Fi pressings left, $49.99. 2 Simon & Garfunkel's left, also $49.99. Megadeth is $38.99. Leonard Skinner is $38.99. The new Golden Earring, $54.99. Triple LP, gold vinyl, limited to 5,000. We still got number, what did I say, number 11 in here. We got a really low number if anybody's interested. Jerry Stone wants a Foreigner Mo-Fi pressing. Can't go wrong there. I mean, this is going to sound fantastic. Feels like the first time, Cold as Ice, Long, Long Way from Home. It's a great album. Great debut album. Grant Peltzer takes a Huey Lewis and the News. This is one of our best-selling collected series, Huey Lewis Greatest Hits. And Greatest Christmas Songs of the 21st Century. And that is $44.99. I've got 2 of those still left. So the You Discover websites also with the best side might be completely sold out. Yeah, they must have. Maybe my 2 distributors got a secure shipment. Maybe like they promised. Actually, I can order them from 3 different places. I may do that. Maybe they promised so many distributors a certain amount, and I got in my pre-order early with all 3. And what I do is I may have to cancel with one of them. So, but yeah, I hope I can get those for everybody. I've got now a list, and that's going to be a pretty desirable box set, it looks like. All right, let's bring out the first crate of vintage. I'm also going to start auctions. Zach Blind Melon is $38.99. $38.99 for that. Excuse me. I think all of this from tonight is from what I bought yesterday in Savannah. I had it right in John's front door to the back room. It looks like he came in today and went right to work on them. I've also got a whole crate behind me here of stuff we're about to start auctioning of really, really good stuff. Zach says he'll take a Blind Melon. That's also one of our best-selling. There's no telling how many of these I've sold. Has that very big song of theirs, No Rain. We've all heard that at some point or another. All right, so first crate of vintage. Scott Smith didn't want a TNA record. He was a suggestion. Okay, sorry, Scott. I think Tanner caught that. So I've still got one of these left if anybody wants one. I know Wayne Titsworth wanted one, but he hadn't said anything yet. He's probably waiting to see what else pops up tonight. Let's go ahead and get a couple new auctions, or our first auction started. I spent, man, ultrasonically cleaning takes a long time. I put a lot of time into getting a lot of these ready. Seth said he hopes it was worth it. Me too. It always is, though. But what I like about it is when I actually get to do the cleaning and examination, I can tell you a lot more about them because I physically have handled and inspected all these. So if we've ultrasonically cleaned something, I'd say from beginning to end, putting them on the machine, I run them 15 minutes through there. It takes forever. I hand dry them. It takes probably to run from beginning to end to run 10 through the ultrasonic cleaner. It's like 30, 35 minutes, I would say, the whole process to get that whole batch done. So I did quite a bit last night. This is an OG copy of Nazareth, Hair of the Dog, which a lot of people's asked about recently since the passing of the lead singer. This is a really clean copy, just a couple minute scuffs on it. I played the first couple tracks, Hair of the Dog and, you know, Love Hurts, all the hits. It's an absolutely fantastic condition, really nice cover too. $15 start on that. And Queen Hot Space. We don't get this one too often. This is a US copy, has the original inner sleeve. It is a saw mark up here, right above Freddie Mercury's head. Ultrasonically cleaned, new 4mm sleeve, and this is a near mint copy. Really nice copy of Queen Hot Space. $25 start on this. Of course, not a lot of hits on here, but there is one very recognizable song you may know. It's called Under Pressure. So that is a $25 start on that. Ron Phillips is at $15 on Naz. Are y'all still doing ultrasonic? Yes, we do. I kind of took it off our website because there for a while I really didn't know what to charge. And plus, we really don't have the time to do it. Then I seen 2 other record stores that were charging more than what I was charging. And then I started doing them myself, and I realized how time consuming. We don't really publicly advertise that we ultrasonically clean, but for our customers, especially repeat and our best customers, we will do it for you. Just send us a message. It's about $5 a record, but I'm telling you, it's very well worth it. So it's very well worth it. Aerosmith, Draw the Line is $24.99. Aerosmith, Draw the Line is $24.99. This is all new vintage arrivals. These have all been cleaned as well. We've put them in new sleeves, inspected them, all of that. The best of the Guess Who is $19.99. The Best of the Guess Who, 1999. Aerosmith Live. They call this one Live Bootleg. It's actually an official press. $34.99. That's a 2LP Live Aerosmith. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Couldn't Stand the Weather. I think I got one of these to auction later too. Some of these we've got duplicates of. And so I decided to auction some that maybe be the best copy. This one's still extremely nice. $49.99. Couldn't Stand the Weather. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Nazareth, Malice in Wonderland, 1999. Nazareth, Malice in Wonderland, 1999. All right, so multiple bids on Nazareth. Speaking of Nazareth, we got one right in there. This Nazareth, we had 15, 15, 18, 20, 20, and 22. Ron Phillips has that for 22. And we're still looking for a $25 start on Queen Hot Space. Sherry Darnell wants Stevie Ray Vaughan. Ultrasonic cleaner just arrived. We use an iSonic. I don't know the exact model. I think after tax and shipping, it was around $1,000, I think. There's one out there that's like fully automatic that has a pump with it. And it's... they're expensive. They're $3 or $4 grand. I'm thinking about buying one of those because it's almost automatic, the way it pumps the water and pumps in new water. So if you want a really good one, they're $600, $800. If you want a really, really, really good one, you can spend in the thousands on them, which is one we're about to buy because I need one that's automatic to save a lot of time. Santana, Caravansary, something like that. That's $19.99. Woods Felix is in on the Queen at $25, and David Schroeder is in at $23 on the Nazareth. So we got bids on both of these now. John Denver Spirit, $9.99. Peter Frampton Comes Alive. We got an autographed copy of this to sell next week. I'm going to start bringing out the autograph stuff, I think, next week. That way it'll give me the weekend to, or probably Sunday night, to get them all out, pictured. But Peter Frampton always he always autographed Frampton Comes Alive right here. That way it could be seen. I think we got one or two of them back there. That's $29.99. Aerosmith Toys in the Attic is $24.99. Aerosmith Toys in the Attic, $24.99 on that. There was 2 people saw that in the post yesterday and said they wanted it. Maybe they're watching. Yes Fragile, $19.99 for Yes Fragile. 5-digit number on that one, $19.99. Let's get us updated on our auctions. First, Pete W. wants Toys in the Attic. And Tanner, that one was supposed to be $24.99. Aerosmith Toys in the Attic. Ron Phillips, you were second. Going twice, going 3 times. Queen, Woods Felix. That's going twice, going 3 times. And Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. David Schroeder has this for $23. That's going twice, going 3 times. Final call on those 2. There's Yes Fragile. Van Halen, Fair Warning. This was an awesome, just classic rock collection. I mean, this is kind of the stuff that I'm willing to drive, like I did, almost 4 hours one way to go get them. Even 500 of them, because we just don't get them too often. Really good, nice, clean, classic rock albums. Robin Trower, Long Misty Days, $19.99. I'm trying to show you the labels on almost every one of these, by the way. Jeff Beck is $19.99. We've spent the day cleaning these and getting them ready. Steve Winwood, Ark of a Diver. These are all very clean. That's also $19.99. Ron Phillips, First to Fair Warning. David Tate, we just sold it. It was $44.99. Let's go ahead and end our first 2 auctions. We got David Schroeder, $23 on Nazareth. Sold. Queen Hot Space, Woods Felix, $25. Sold. Those are sold and sold. Fred Wink, First to the Jeff Beck. That's sold to Fred. Let's see what else I got over here. I have Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, Kiss, Black Sabbath, Scorpions, Van Halen, Rush, AC/DC, and Judas Priest. Let's do a AC/DC and a Judas Priest. Very good stuff. I've ultrasonically cleaned those 2. Cuda Bryan wants the Steve Winwood, Ark of a Diver. Highway to Hell. That is technically Sometimes I'm going to say the original inner sleeve and make sure you know that it's like maybe not one with lyrics. It's just like a company sleeve. That's what came with this one. This is a AC/DC Highway to Hell. Catalog number is 19244. I wish I could have took a little bit more time and got all the pressing information on some of these, but I didn't. I can just tell you what it is and how nice it is. This is a really nice copy of Highway to Hell. Usually a record that's beat to heck, and I do have one that I've been meaning to run like for $1 start that like pops and jumps, and I'm sure there will people still be bidding on it. This is a really clean copy, just a couple of scuffs right there. I listened to those, couldn't hear them, and I've got a really nice setup here. So Highway to Hell, $25 start. Really nice cover too. AC/DC Highway to Hell. And we have Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. Look at that. Has the merchandise insert with it. Also has this one actually has the original inner sleeve with lyrics. I've ultrasonically cleaned this one. It's an extremely nice copy. It has one little like needle drop right here. You definitely can't feel it. If I'm auctioning something tonight, it's not going to be a beat record. It may have like a scuff on it. I don't know if y'all can see that right there where the light is, but these are really nice. $20 start on Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. That's a complete original copy. All right, make sure I didn't miss any comments. Cuda Bryan got Winwood. Sean, I will work on those Kiss records next. Rush, Roll the Bones. Unfortunately not. If we ever have a Rush, Roll the Bones, or Counterparts, or Test for Echo, it will make national news when we put it up for auction. Guy Goodman says, RT, second time. I don't think I ever seen your first time, but Guy Goodman gets Robin Trower. AC/DC, we got 25, 25, 26, now 28, and Zachary Smith is at 20 on Judas Priest. Electric Light Orchestra, a new world record, 1999, a new world record. Nice copy, 1999 on that. Poems, Prayers, and Promises, Triple P, John Denver. Tan label. This has Take Me Home, Country Roads on it. This was the original album that was released on, 1999. ZZ Top, Fandango. Always a beat to heck cover. This one's actually really nice. $34.99. Yeah, that's extremely nice. I looked at most of these, even though I didn't really price these or clean them. I looked at almost most of them when I was there buying them. Steve Botsford takes the ELO. Update on these. Judas Priest is now at 25 with Woods Felix, and AC/DC's at 31 with Summer Brewington. 31 on that, 25 on Judas Priest. Pat Metheny Group is $14.99. Jack Bruce, Bill Lorden, and Robin Trower, BLT. That's $19.99. Make sure I didn't miss lots of bids coming in along with claims. Don't want to miss anything. ELO Priest, Tracy Miller on ED. Maybe that was for GD. John Denver, maybe. We'll see what Tracy says. I'll go ahead and pull that out. 35-26. 35-35. She said ignore that, okay? Next record is Scorpions Tokyo Tapes. $39.99. 2LP. This should be the black RCA label. Very clean. VG Plus or better cover. This is Pat Travers Band Live. Go for what you know. Pat Travers is $19.99. Any markings on the dead wax? The Highway to Hell. Well, let's see here. Side one has 1-1, and then it has like the RCS looking thing. ST-A-794-325-C on that one. STA-794-325-C. Highway to Hell. It looks like Joe Gabriel's at 35. William Simmons wants a Korn Issues if I still have them. William, I've got one left after yours. So, William, you get that one. If anybody else, I'm surprised there wasn't like 5 or 10 people on this one because I've never had this record. Just came back in print, back in stock. $36.99. John Mincemoyer's at 30 on Judas Priest. Was there a Winfred St. Holmes in there? I don't recall saying that. No. We will go back through them in just a second, though. Mike Vandergits is in on Pat Travers. Pat Metheny, New Chatuka, maybe. $14.99 on that. Alan Parsons Project, Turn of a Friendly Card, $19.99. And Carlos Santana, Blues for Salvador, that is $19.99. Robert Johnson in on the corn. That's my last copy. If anybody else needs one, let me know, because they are gone. That one is sold to Robert Johnson. I'll update our auctions in 1 second. It looks like we're at 40 on Highway to Hell and 35 on Judas Priest. I will show those in depth one more time. The Police, Ghost in the Machine, $24.99 for The Police. And Van Halen 2. I think we have the complete, this is $44.99 by the way. I think we have the complete Van Halen discography through 5159 along with duplicates. And we have some really nice copies to auction. This one has a little bit of spot there on the cover. Really nice vinyl though. That's $44.99. UFO, No Place to Run, $29.99. Jimi Hendrix, Band of Gypsies, technically a live album, $34.99. That was recorded on like New Year's Eve, 1969, I believe. Alan Holdsworth. This is called what? Road Games, Alan Holdsworth, $14.99. And UFO Obsession, $29.99. All right, looks like Judas Priest is now at 40. AC/DC's at 42. Guy Goodman wants Jimi Hendrix. All right, so let's let everybody know what's up for auction. Before the feed moves, Judas Priest 42. Ed Nelson on AH, that's Alan Holdsworth. Marshall Bassett takes the Van Halen 2. And Robert Johnson, you were second on the Alan Holdsworth. So high bid on AC/DC right now is $42 with Michael Corbel. This is a really clean copy. Has the Atlantic inner sleeve, VG Plus or better cover. I've ultrasonically cleaned it. It's really nice. It's EX Plus. It's one of those that I would say EX Plus / near mint minus. I mean, for this record, for the way I normally see them, we'll say EX Plus to be very conservative. It's a nice copy. And then this Judas Priest is also just got some scuffs, keeping it from me calling it dead near mint. Still a really clean copy, as you can tell, well taken care of. Still has the merchandise insert, original inner sleeve. All these that I'm going to be auctioning tonight, I have ultrasonically cleaned, which, as we discussed earlier, that's a $5 service. So you're already 5 to the good on this one. So if you're paying $55, you're actually only paying $50, is a good way to look at that. So you get like $5 free with those. AC/DC 45, Judas Priest 55, 50, 46. So multiple bids still on those. I'll keep letting those roll. REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity. Wait till y'all see the Rush albums. Oh man, there's a couple I want to keep because I don't think my US originals are as nice as some of these. $19.99 on High Infidelity. ZZ Top Tejas, $34.99 for Tejas. And Tom Petty, Damn the Torpedoes, $34.99. This one came with an inner sleeve with lyrics. $34.99, Backstreet Records. Nice copy. Eddie Pasir on REO Speedwagon. Sell that to Eddie. Billy Joel Glass Houses is $14.99. And Peter Gabriel, we call this one Melt. This is $34.99. Peter Gabriel Melt. Wow, that's very nice. Michael Corbel's at 52 on AC/DC. Cameron Nance, first to Tom Petty. Marshall Bassett, you were second on that one. Let me show these last few records and I'll get those auctions updated. The Babies, Union Jack, $14.99. This one has I'm Back on My Feet Again. Probably their best known song. Carlos Santana and John McLaughlin, $19.99. And a nice, clean OG copy of Presence, $44.99. Really nice. Yep. Original inner sleeve. It's a white cover. It always shows a little bit of... If you ever find a dead mint one of these, you've got something special. That's $44.99. Led Zeppelin Presence. Achilles' Last Stand. Achilles' Last Stand. Okay. Let's see. AC/DC, we're now at... Tracy Tallman has it for $60. Tracy Tallman has this at $60. That's the highest bid I see on my feed right now. $60. And Judas Priest has kind of slowed down. I seen somebody said out. Zachary Smith was at $55. Extremely nice copy. Merchandise insert and inner sleeve. Ultrasonically clean and ready to go. $55. That's going once, going twice. 60 on AC/DC. Robert Johnson wants CS and JM. That's this one right here. If you're just hopping on, this is our first crate of vintage. By the way, we have an ad running right now for this sale. So if there's anybody new watching, if you want to say hi, if this is your first time watching, don't be afraid. There may not be anybody new watching, but I have a feeling there's a couple because I boosted this. A lot of new people liked our page this morning and throughout the day. If you see anything you want to buy, it's very easy. You just claim it. If you're new, I will give you instructions afterwards. It's $7 in limited shipping. You don't have to pre-register. You can bid on these auctions. You can buy all the crates. We really just getting started. So very easy to buy records here. We also have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can buy with confidence. Errol Smith, $24.99. Best of the Guess Who. I'm just going to read through titles. If you want to know prices, let me know. This is the second time going through these. Errol Smith, The Guess Who. Errol Smith, Nazareth, Santana, John Denver, Peter Frampton. Yes, some classic albums in here. ZZ Top, Pat Metheny. This is BLT. Jack Bruce is on that one from Cream. John Denver. Scorpions Tokyo Tapes. Pat Metheny. Alan Parsons Project. Carlos Santana. The Police. UFO. ZZ Top. Billy Joel. Peter Gabriel. The Babies. And Led Zeppelin. What is the matrix on the label? Let's see. I see an SS8416. It says AT Atlantic Studios PR. The matrix is STSS763560-J. The matrix down here on the label is ST-SS-763560GR. Okay. ACD, let me get these pulled up. Bridges of Babylon is in, Stephanie. That should be on your invoice this week. Wolves Council wants both UFOs. UFOs sold to Wolves Council. Steve Botsford wants the Alan Parsons Project. That's sold to Steve Botsford. Mark Chesler, if you pass on Led Zeppelin, that's sold to Woods Felix. Did Judas Priest get any other bids during that new activity? I don't think it did. So Judas Priest is sold to Zachary Smith for $55. And let's do a first call on the new bids on AC/DC. We had two $65 bids. Cameron Nance was in first. Joe Gabriel, you were second, so you're out. Cameron has this for $65. Everyone else is out on AC/DC Highway to Hell. Final call on this crate before I bring up some new records. If you want anything between now and midnight when we're done, you can claim them. They're still available for sale. We might even go back through them again. Mark passes on Presence, so Woods Felix, that goes to you. Joe's out on AC/DC. As soon as I wrap this one up, I'll put up two new auctions. We got some great stuff to auction off tonight. Cameron, you've got Highway to Hell going twice, going 3 times. All right, very quickly. New vinyl. There's some new releases. Some pretty popular stuff in here this week. We got a restock of just a standard U.S. pressing of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. These are $29.99. Nice gatefold pressing. $29.99 on Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I've got 5 of those left. Queen, A Kind of Magic. I think technically this is the new release for this week. That's a half-speed master. Queen, A Kind of Magic. Did they do this one on 2 LPs? It feels just like one. Yeah, single LP on that, $33.99. I think that's why that one's a little cheaper. I've got 3 of those. And this is a new soundtrack that features a song from Taylor Swift that's only on this soundtrack, where the Crawdads Sing, original motion picture soundtrack. And there's a song on here by Taylor Swift called Carolina. $34.99. We've got 3 of those available. I've got 3 of those. All right, let's sell AC/DC to Cameron Nance for $65. Yep, $65. Taylor Swift, I pulled one for Josh, and he texted me whoever wanted the other one. Tillman Smoot. Yeah, Tillman Smoot. All right, let's do, I don't know if we're ready for a Rush album yet. Let's do a Led Zeppelin and a Pink Floyd. Can't go wrong there. Sherry Darnell wants a Carolina. That's Where the Crawdads Sing soundtrack, song by Taylor Swift. Next, two auctions. We have an OG Pink Floyd, The Wall. About a VG Plus cover. It's hard. It's like presents. It's a white cover. It's hard to find one completely clean. I've seen these things with cup holder stains, cigarette burns, everything. This was put on and blasted at parties. There was beer spilt on them, marijuana residue. This one, I ran through the cleaner twice. It is very nice. It has the original inner sleeves with it. Pretty clean copy for The Wall. I test played side. I played this one right here. Yeah, Hey You. I love that one. $25 start on Pink Floyd, The Wall. OG copy, 2LP, original inner sleeves. Very close to near mint minus vinyl. VG Plus or better cover. And this is House of the Holy. Now, what I found interesting about this one is it still has the sterling Robert Ludwig matrix, but it's the 5-digit. It still has the 5-digit catalog number, which I thought the Robert Ludwig of this one is only on the 4-digit originals. But this is a 19130, and it still has the sterling Robert Ludwig dead wax on this. So just a couple scuffs. Really nice sounding record. It's got one mark right here. Nothing you can feel and nothing that caused any problems when I test played them. That's also a $25 start. Has the original lyric inner sleeve. That's a nice record. Also has the Robert Ludwig. So Robert Ludwig, famous sound engineer, and he's known for these really good mixes of these Led Zeppelin records, primarily Led Zeppelin 2, but this one here is pretty good too. So $25 start on that. That's a pretty clean copy. It's not an OG, it's not a first press, but as y'all know, these Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin albums getting few and far in between. Nice copies. Okay, probably not cigarettes. Probably not. Probably something else they were smoking. Pink Floyd, 25, 25, 25. Chad reliving the Wall days, 1980. Yeah, 15 years before I was born. Wall 35, Wall 25, Led Zeppelin 20, 25, 25, 26, 30, 35. All right. This is technically a new release. It's a new reissue of Nirvana in Utero. This is technically just a standard 33 RPM US press, $36.99. This OG looking cover and 33 single LP has only been available as an import. That's a standard new single LP, original jacket design, $36.99. That's a new release for tomorrow. The new Disturbed album, and I have this on the indie exclusive silver vinyl. New Disturbed album, $31.99. I don't know why I didn't post a pre-order for this. A band as big as Disturbed, and I was getting indie exclusives, but I overlooked it. 615 new SKUs for this week. That's how many new individual SKUs are out this week for new releases, and I only ordered maybe 20 or 25. Next week, because of Black Friday and Record Store Day, I think there's 700 and something. But just unbelievable the amount of new records that come out every week, and we only order very few compared. And I feel like we get a lot, but we order very few to what comes out. That includes all the indie stuff and people I've never heard of, and most of y'all have never heard of. So Nirvana is sold to Alex Roman. That's sold to Alex Roman. New Disturbed album. New Jimi Hendrix. We had a pre-order on this. This is a new release. Jimi Hendrix at the Los Angeles Forum, April 26, 1969. Deluxe 2LP set, never before released on vinyl, includes unseen photographs and an essay by ZZ Top's Billy Gibbons. The complete performance, newly mixed by Eddie Kramer. 150-gram audio file pressed at QRP. And that is $39.99. $39.99. Jimi Hendrix, that's a new release. Okay, let me read the pre-order on that. R.J. Myers, Shepard Michael, Cameron Nance, Debbie Whited, and Dwayne Sevilla. R.J. Myers, Shepard Michael, Cameron Nance, Debbie Whited, and Dwayne Sevilla. That's a new Jimi Hendrix release. Sell one of those to Fred Wink and U.J. Miller. I've got 2 of those left. Let me go back through the comments and make sure I didn't miss anything before I get the auctions caught up. I see Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd bids. We got Alex's Nirvana, and Fred got a Jimi Hendrix. U.J. Miller got a Jimi Hendrix, and the last one goes to Linda Hasty. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know. Let me know. I will put you on a waiting list. Okay, so up for bid. High bid on Led Zeppelin right now is, I see $36 with Brian Hummel. And like Mark just said, this is a pretty interesting pressing. It has the sterling markings with the Robert Ludwig RL and the dead wax, but it's a 5-digit catalog number. I don't think I've ever seen one of those. So one of the many variants. If you put your collection in Discogs and you try to look up in Led Zeppelin records, you will beat your head against the wall. There's so many different variants, so many different pressing plants, so many catalog numbers, so many matrix numbers, so many different variants, and especially when you get to the early stuff and the error labels, UK pressings, foreign pressings. Hours and hours of research to understand it and comprehend it all. Arm Lazelle's at 40 on this one. It's a really clean copy, though, original inner sleeve. And then we also have an OG Pink Floyd The Wall, another really clean copy. Jamie Butler's now at $30 on this, which is a bargain, in my opinion. $30 on The Wall, $40 on Led Zeppelin. I've got one Missy Elliott to sell. This is Missy Elliott Under Construction. $44.99 for Missy Elliott Under Construction. This was a new release last week. I missed it. We had 2 come in earlier this week. I've already tagged Troy and somebody else down for 1. But Jason Ivy, I've got you down for 1. And Whitney Croy, I've got you down for 1. I have 1 left. This was pretty allocated. Missy Elliott Under Construction. $44.99 2 LP. Speaking of records where there's a billion variants, new Kiss. This is Kiss Creatures of the Night. Half-Speed Master. This is a companion to the box set, which I will show right now. Let me show this first. Creatures of the Night, first ever half-speed remaster, 180 gram audiophile vinyl. It has a tip-on premium vinyl jacket. I have several pre-orders on this. $39.99 for the new Kiss Creatures of the Night half-speed master. Pre-order on that was Brandon Jackson, Jimmy Clark, Chris Crowley, Richard Davis, Scott Corcoran, Matt Algram, Kevin Kubina, Robert Campbell, Joe Beatty, Conrad Murak, Trey Mendenhall, and Lillian McCurry. That's the pre-order for Kiss Creatures of the Night. Those are $39.99. Just recently, excuse me a second, I've got to blow my nose. Trying to get where I can breathe. Okay, I'm back. John Mintzmoyer wants a Creatures of the Night, and so does David Tate. Led Zeppelin. High bid on this is, where did we get to? Kevin Huff? No. Arm Lazelle still is at $40. Arm Lazelle still at $40. The SD number is 19130. That's now going twice, going 3 times. And Pink Floyd The Wall. Pink Floyd The Wall is now, we got 2 people at 35. Cameron Nance and Jamie Butler. Cameron Nance was in first. So 35 on Pink Floyd, going once, going twice, going 3 times is Led Zeppelin Houses for 40. And we have a Kiss Creatures of the Night in stock and the new Dolly Diamonds and Rhinestones. Dolly's Greatest Hits collection, new release. A brand new career-spanning compilation 2LP featuring 9 to 5, Jolene, I Will Always Love You, all the Dolly hits. Really cool. I didn't know they were going to do this. The Dolly and her famous butterfly logo are all, they're not like sparkly, but they're embossed, and it feels like it's actually diamonds and rhinestones on there. $44.99. That's a 2LP compilation. Pre-order for that was Tim Holloway, Conrad Murrack, Stacey Brown, Lisa Davidson, Brandon Sanders, Philip Young, Sherry Darnell, Andrea Wilson, Jason Ivey, Leslie Holt, and Debbie Blair. That's Tim Holloway, Conrad Murrack, Stacey Brown, Lisa Davidson, Brandon Sanders, Philip Young, Sherry Darnell, Andrea Wilson, Jason Ivey, Leslie Holt, and Debbie Blair. That's the new Dolly 2LP compilation. Pink Floyd, 36, 42, and 38. So Led Zeppelin's done. Let's sell that to Arm Lozelle for $40, and we're still bidding on the wall. So, new releases. We have Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. If you don't have one of those already, $29.99. Not a bad price since originals have got kind of insane for a original in good condition. Queen is $36.99. Kind of Magic, Half-Speed Master. Where the Crawdads Sing. This features a Taylor Swift exclusive track, Carolina, $34.99. 2 of those left. The new Nirvana, $36.99. That's a new pressing of just a standard release. Still got all 3 Disturbs, and this is a new album on silver vinyl, $31.99. Jamie Butler wants a Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Man, I love this. I love the track. What else is on here? Killing Yourself to Live. National Acrobat, Spiral Architect. He starts Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. That's like one of the first things I tried to learn how to play on a guitar. George Buchanan wants a Crawdad soundtrack. Final call on Pink Floyd. Shane McKinney has this for $42. He's high bidder. Everyone else is out. Steve, you're out. Jamie, you're out. Shane has that for $42, going twice, going 3 times. 1 Missy Elliott left. Several Kiss, Creatures of the Night, $39.99. That's the new Half-Speed Master. You Kiss fanatics, got to have that. And Dolly, Diamonds and Rhinestones. Really cool. 2LP. I got 1 left after all the pre-orders. Okay, time for a new crate of vintage. I got plenty of them. We got a whole crate of auctions. I got enough auctions to last us for the rest of the week. But we're going to try to knock out as many as possible, especially for these Rush albums. I just crashed into this cart. I'm okay, though. George Buchanan also wants a Kiss. Final call on Pink Floyd. I was waiting for those other 2 people to say out, but they may be out and just not saying it. George Buchanan takes Kiss. All right, let's go ahead and knock out this new crate of vintage. We got really good stuff we picked up in a collection yesterday in Savannah. The guy that was selling them, they were his brother-in-law. No, who were they? They were somebody of his family, but it was somebody who recently passed away. They were going to end up in a dumpster, I think, and he saved them, and now we're really saving them. So I'm glad we had an opportunity to get these. A really nice original owner classic rock collection. We didn't buy them from the original owner, but the guy who bought these bought most of them new, and you can tell by like the Beatle records, they're all purple capital label. He definitely bought them all at the same era. A lot of stuff in the late 70s, early 80s. Okay, you can definitely tell, like all the Led Zeppelin albums are late 70s reissues. He had original releases, like with Hype Sticker. He probably bought this new in 79, 80. You can tell it's all from the same era of late 70s, early 80s. All the Beatle albums are for that era. Any kind of thing released in the 60s is a reissue from the late 70s. It looked like he maybe picked up a couple things from friends that were like 60s originals, but most of this stuff you can tell was bought new from him in the late 70s, early 80s. Pat Metheny Group, American Garage, $24.99. Robert Palmer, Riptide, $19.99. Tres Hombres, ZZ Top, $34.99 for ZZ Top Tres Hombres. See, that's the original of this that came out in 73 would be like a Blue London label. This is a late 70s Warner Brothers label. $34.99 for Tres Hombres, ZZ Top. Jethro Tull, Songs from the Wood, $19.99. Journey, this is called Look into the Future, $19.99 for Journey. Aerosmith, Not in the Ruts, $24.99. All right. Seems like we're still bidding on Pink Floyd. Excuse me. Shane's jumped it up there about where I thought it should be at $55. So Shane's got that for $55. He's back in the lead. Let's get a new one rolling. I've got more AC/DC, lots of Queen and Rush. I've got another Judas Priest here. Let's go ahead and roll this one. It's called Hell Bent for Leather. All these have been ultrasonically cleaned. This one is probably closer to an actual EX. It has a few more scuffs than I normally let slide by for one of these. He said that's supposed to be 45. Okay, well, maybe he meant 45. I thought it was 55. That's where I thought it would end up. So he's at 45. Steve and Brian, Steve may be back in now. We'll see, but he's at 45. And this has a little bit of, a couple more marks than they normally, that I would allow for, quote, something that's not check condition. So we'll call this one EX to be on the safe side. It's got the standard jacket or inner sleeve that came with it. That's a $15 start. Judas Priest, Hell Bent for Leather, $15 start on that. Shane is driving in a snowstorm trying to buy Pink Floyd The Wall. So Shane's at $45. Steve is in at $46. Okay, Steve's still in. He says, I'm still in then. 38 special, Wild Eyed Southern Boys, $24.99. Cultosaurus Erectus. That is an album by Blue Oyster Cult, $19.99. Blue Oyster Cult, original inner sleeve. My cousin Bud, I think, wants a copy of this, but he doesn't have Facebook. I don't know if he even has the internet. I know he doesn't in Hartsville. I don't know if it's even offered up there where he lives. Blue Oyster Cult is $19.99, and this accidentally got shown, so let me go ahead and show it. This is Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor, really clean copy in the original brown paper bag. That is $44.99, their final album, In Through the Outdoor. Okay, so Steve Botsford's at 46 on Pink Floyd. Mike and Kyle and Christopher all bid 15 on Judas Priest. Jeff McMaster is in on the 38 special. Sell that to Jeff McMaster. We have two more bids on Judas Priest, 20 and 20. Shane's back in on Pink Floyd at 47. Christopher's at 17 on Judas Priest. Black Sabbath Sabotage, $64.99. $64.99. Really nice copy. $64.99. Black Sabbath Sabotage. Led Zeppelin was $44.99. $44.99. Blue Oyster Cult Secret Treaties is $19.99. Brownsville Station, yeah. Brownsville Station's $14.99. Judas Priest is now at 25 with Mike Vandergits. Let me get these situated. Bad Company, Desolation Angels, $19.99. And Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams is $19.99. Dave Loggins, Apprentice in a Musical Workshop, $14.99. Fred Wink, you were first on Blue Oyster Cult. Let me know if you want Secret Treaties. And there was one earlier, Cultosaurus Erectus. So let me know on that. We can go ahead and pull Steve Botsford, Steve Miller. So high bid on Judas Priest. This one's about EX. It has some marks, no skippings, pops, anything like that. High bid is Mike Vandergist at $25. Hellbent for Leather. That's going once, going twice. I think we're still bidding on Pink Floyd. Steve, let me know if you're in or out, please, because Shane is at 47. He's back in the lead on this. I'm going to say that's going twice, going three times. If Steve says he's out, I'm going to sell that pretty quick to Shane. So if anybody wants to bid on that and you've kind of been waiting, now's the time. Judas Priest is now at 27 with Zachary Smith, and Fred was first at Blue Oyster Cult, and he does want Secret Treaties. Ian Hunter, live, welcome to the club, $29.99. Steely Dan's Greatest Hits. Let's see if this one has RL mastering on it. It does. Let's see, side 2 does. Robert Lugwood also did this one. Yep, that side does. Some of them are weird. Some of them's only on one side. See, or they're only on one disc maybe. This one here, side 4 doesn't, but side 3. So this one, unless I overlooked, it looks like sides 1, 2, and 3 have Robert Lugwood in the dead wax on this Steely Dan's Greatest Hits. This is $39.99. Steely Dan's Greatest Hits, Gatefold. Janis Joplin, Farewell Song, $34.99. Ted Nugent, State of Shock. Ted Nugent's $14.99. And Alan Parsons Project, Pyramid, $19.99. Steve is in on Pink Floyd at $48. Zachary Smith is in on Judas Priest at $32. Pink Floyd, we're still bidding. Speaking of Judas Priest, Sin After Sin. You might want to go ahead and grab this one. I thought about putting it up for auction, $34.99, but usually we know what these would bring at auction anyway. We kind of have an idea, so sometimes we run auctions just to give everybody a fair chance at buying it. Sometimes we run them just to keep things interesting, but we have one Judas Priest up to $32 right now, and that one's $34.99, so that's a nice copy. The Pretenders Extended Play, $19.99, and Blue Oyster Cult Mirrors. That's one I don't see too often, $19.99. Okay, Steve Botsford's at $48 on Pink Floyd. Zachary Smith is at $32 on Judas Priest. Jeff McMaster gets the Judas Priest out of this bin. What happened to my phone? There we go. Jeff McMaster gets Judas Priest out of the bin. Mike Vandergist is in at $35. Shane says he's out on Pink Floyd. He needs to stop before he crashes. Yeah, we don't want you to crash trying to bid on a Pink Floyd record. I would feel very bad after you show me a picture of your crashed car. Fred Wink gets the BOC here. And what cover is the Led Zeppelin? The Led Zeppelin is cover variant. Boy, it's got a peaches and tapes thing with it too. Huh. That's pretty interesting. E. Letter E. Letter E. Hey Jude, the Beatles, $34.99. That's all the stuff that technically wasn't released on albums. $34.99. Classics Nouveau. Is that what that says? Classics Nouveau, maybe. Yes. $14.99. All right, let's sell Pink Floyd then. Steve Botsford gets this for $48, Tanner. Steve gets Pink Floyd The Wall for $48. High bid on Judas Priest right now is Mike Vandergist at $35. That's going, excuse me, going once, going twice. Woods Felix said he'll take the Led Zeppelin. I'll even give you this Peaches thing that went on, I think, the front of a crate. Ted Nugent, Free For All, $14.99. Genesis Abacab, $19.99. Santana's Greatest Hits is $19.99. And Alive and Kicking, Simple Minds. This is a 12-inch single, $14.99. Michael Massey on Classic Nouveau. That's sold to Michael Massey. Styx, Pieces of 8 is $19.99. And Gamma 1. Gamma 1, $19.99. Fred Wink on Santana. Zachary Smith back in on Judas Priest at $37. Well, we've got like a dozen Kiss, or excuse me, a dozen, we got a lot of Kiss too. We've got about a dozen Rush albums to auction. I'll start with this one just because it's the only one we have, and it is not, probably out of all the Kiss records, this one is the least far as in condition. It's about VG Plus, I would call this one. VG Plus, or it's hard with these double LPs because it's like one side may pull it back, and then like this one here looks very clean. Side B here, Lakeside Park in 2112. So overall, I'm going to still call it a VG Plus. Has the original Mercury inner sleeves as well. That's All the World's a Stage. We're going to call it VG Plus and a VG Plus cover. This is a $15 start. This is a Rush LP. It is. This is not Kiss. This is Rush. $15 start on All the World's a Stage. We're going to call that one about a VG Plus. Judas Priest, $37.39, and we got two bidders still. That's $40. Now, what's the background on the wall? Just got on. Sean would just sold it. It was an original copy with the hype sticker on the cover. Rush 15, Rush 15, Rush 15, Rush 20. Nazareth, Close Enough for Rock and Roll. Nazareth is $19.99. and a random jazz record. And yes, this did come from the classic rock. It seems like every rock collection at least has one, some kind of jazz standard. And here's one, the Dave Brubeck Quartet, Time Out. Telling you, if you, there's either a copy of Kind of Blue or Coltrane, or usually this one though, Time Out, 1999. Modern English, I Melt With You. That is the I'll Stop the World and Melt With You 12-inch single, $14.99. We've all heard that. And Toto, self-titled, their first album. That is $19.99, even though it don't have a sticker on the back. Is Rush a trifold? Yes, Rush expands out into a trifold. Yes, very cool. I will actually show that. There's the original Mercury inner sleeves. I'm pretty sure this is a first press based on the trifold, the inner sleeves, the labels. Pretty cool. It's got their discography up through that point. Self-titled, Fly By Night, Caress Steel, 2112. Awesome shots of the band live. Has all the information. Let's see. This was recorded in Toronto on June 11th, 12th, 13th, 1976. Rush. And high bid on that, I'm seeing Joe Gabriel was first at 25. Let me go back up to the top because I think I missed some more stuff. Last copy on Judas Priest, let's see. Zachary Smith was at 40. Rush. Mike Vandergist, 41 on Judas Priest. Rush, trifold. Mike Massey wants Modern English, but then he passed. Rush, 25. Let's see. Jamie Butler, Dave B. That was Dave Brubeck right here. Jamie Butler, Dave B. Rush, 25. Jeff McMaster, you were second. Luke, it's already sold. And Aram Lazelle said he will take the Modern English. I'll Stop the World and Melt With You. That is sold to Aram Lazelle. So let's do a final call on Judas Priest. It looked like the bid was $41 with Mike Vandergist. So whoever else was bidding, Mike has this for 41, going twice, going 3 times. High bid on Rush right now is $30 with Steve Botsford. Zappa, ship arriving too late to save a drowning witch. That is $29.99. 10cc, I'm pretty sure this is their greatest hits. It is. I don't see this one as often. I see their albums, but not their greatest hits, which this would probably be pretty good to have. Everything all in one there. $19.99. The Police, Zenyatta Mondatta, is $24.99. And The Doors, Weird Scenes Inside the Gold Mine, $34.99. Weird Scenes Inside the Gold Mine. The Doors. And Styx Cornerstone has some. This like top loader here isn't in the best of condition. That is $14.99. Styx Cornerstone. Okay, so Rush 30, Rush 33. Fred Wink was first to the 10cc. Jeff McMaster Toto was $19.99. Steve Botsford and Walt Cruz, y'all were next on 10cc. Let's go ahead and sell Judas Priest. Mike Vandergist gets that for what's that last name again? Vandergist. He gets that for $41. High bid on Rush is Joe Gabriel at $33. All the world stage. VG Plus copy. Sherry Darnell on The Doors. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. Let's go back through that crate. If you're just joining us, only second crate of the night. Really good classic rock stuff. I've got 2 more after this. And we got plenty of auctions. We hadn't done an AC/DC in a while. How about their first album? Now, this one is one worth probably checking all, or me reading off all the matrix to you. This is High Voltage, catalog number SD 36142. In the dead wax, it says a Porky Prime Cut. A Porky Prime Cut, ST-C-763667-B. That's on side 1. High Voltage. I have ultrasonically cleaned this one, and it is nice. It's got some weird looking, like, wavy scuffs in it, but I'm telling you, I test played it. I love listening to this one. First track is A Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. $25 start. In the dead wax, it says a Porky Prime Cut, which I think is a key indicator of a early, if not first press. Has the Atlantic sleeve. Really nice jacket, too. Thick vinyl. Yellow Atco label. High voltage. Nice copy. $25 start on that. Joe Gabriel's at 37 on Rush. Sean would like me to auction some Kiss coming up. Jeff McMaster on Toto. And let's go back through this crate. I'm just going to read titles. If you want prices, let me know. We'll probably go back through them in detail probably later in the show. Pat Metheny Group, Robert Palmer Riptide, Tres Hombres, ZZ Top, Jethro Tull Songs from the Wood, Journey Looking to the Future, Aerosmith Night in the Ruts, the only Boyster Cult album still left, Cultosaurus Erectus, Black Sabbath Sabotage, Brownsville Station, Yeah, Bad Company, Desolation Angels, Dave Loggins. I recommend this album because of that one track. Larry Underhill wants The Journey. Sell that to Larry Underhill. We have Ian Hunter Live. Steely Dan's Greatest Hits. Janis Joplin, A Farewell Song. Ted Nugent, State of Shock. Alan Parsons Project Pyramid. Days of Future Past. The Police. Ted Nugent. The Pretenders. The Beatles, Hey Jude. Ted Nugent, Free For All. Genesis, Abacab. Alive and Kickin', Simple Minds. Styx. Gamma. Gamma 1, which I think Wayne said earlier. This has Ronnie Montrose on it, by the way. Nazareth. Zappa, Frank Zappa. Another Police. And Styx, Cornerstone. Okay, Arm Lozelle said he was out on Rush before the feed moves. The last bid on that was Joe Gabriel at 37. So 37, Rush, going twice, going 3 times to Joe Gabriel. Okay, then AC/DC, we had 25, 40, 25, 45, 30, 50, 25, 60. Larry Underhill on Journey. Arm Lozelle out on Rush. AC/DC 33. ZZ Top was $34.99, Bert. Tres Hombres, $34.99. Gatefold, really nice. Kenneth Jank wants Moody Blues. We've been selling a lot of these lately. I like to see it. Fantastic album. Fred Wink is at 65 on AC/DC. Hey Jude was $34.99, Luke. Purple Capital label. Larry Underhill is at 35 on AC/DC. We've already got a bid of 65. We already got a bid of 65. And I was just about to sell Rush. Debbie's at $40. Joe, you're out. Calvin's at 70 on AC/DC. Anybody else on anything in here? I was about to put up Kiss. Debbie's in on Rush at 40. AC/DC is at 70 with Calvin Ward. Okay, moving on. Let me grab another crate of vintage records over here. By the way, we got some great stuff that hadn't sold the last couple of shows. I think it's worth going through those again. Don't you think so, Seth?
Man, I could not agree more.
Seth said he couldn't agree more. Seth's always full of wisdom, believe me. No, that was technically sold with a pre-order.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe's back in on Rush. We need to sell that one very quick. So if you're done bidding, say in or out, or keep bidding. If you're still bidding, just keep bidding. Or if you're out, say out, is what I'm trying to say. High voltage, Calvin Ward is at $70. Calvin Ward is at $70 on AC/DC. Debbie's back in on Rush at $44. Any more new vinyl? I don't have any more new stuff to show, no. Tomorrow, we're expecting the shipment of all shipments because there is like 150 copies of Warrant Cherry Pie supposed to be dropped off here. That entire shipment is 9 boxes. I think Cherry Pie fills up about 4 or 5 of them, so lots of good stuff. Joe's back in on Rush at 47. Fred's out on AC/DC. Hey, there's Gamma 2. Gamma 2 is $19.99. John Denver, Whose Garden Was This? John Denver, early album of his, $19.99. Chicago Transit Authority is $19.99. This is how the covers on these always look. That's why when I show y'all the vinyl on this is really nice. When I show y'all a nice cover, I'm like, look how nice. This is how they usually look. Grand Funk, we're an American band, $19.99. Steve Miller Band, The Joker, is $19.99. Michael Jackson Thriller, $24.99. This one has the co-produced by Quincy Jones. Original inner sleeve, $24.99 on that. Jeff McMaster on The Joker. Joe Gabriel's at $47 on Rush. Debbie, you're out. Going twice, going 3 times to Joe. Debbie's back in at $49. AC/DC is at $73 with Jeff McMaster. $49 on Rush, $73 on AC/DC. Jeff McMaster got The Joker. Eddie Money is $14.99. Fred Wink on Grand Funk. Kelly McDonald on Michael Jackson. Kelly McDonald on Michael Jackson. Tanner, set that one aside. I need to put that in a new sleeve. Joe Gabriel's at $50 on Rush. Calvin's out on AC/DC. Scarlet, $49.99. Scarlet on Baser Records. Scarlet's $49.99. I think there's another album by them somewhere in here. Montrose Paper Money, that's $19.99. Roy Gallagher Photo Finish, $19.99. Genesis Wind and Weathering, $24.99. Neil Young Live Rust, $44.99. Bad Company Run with the Pack, $19.99. Eagles One of These Nights, $34.99. And Queen The Game, OG with original inner sleeve, $34.99. Joe Gabriel's at $55 on Rush. Debbie was at $51. Joe's back in. And AC/DC high bid is Jeff McMaster at $73. High Voltage, their first U.S. album. That is $73 to Jeff McMaster, going twice, going 3 times. David Tate on BC. That's Bad Company. Steve Botsford, it looks like you were second. Moody Blues, Every Good Boy Deserves Favor, $24.99. Jean-Luc Ponty Live is $9.99. And The Best of the James Gang, $19.99. Debbie's out on Rush. I'm going to sell these at the same time. Final call on Rush at $55. Led Zeppelin 3, $44.99. $44.99. Let's see what we have here. So Motive. This is another strange. This has all the dead wax markings of an early or first press without the correct catalog number, just like House of the Holy was. This has the So Mote Be It. Has the other, what else is always in the dead wax on those? Mastercraft. But it has the 5-digit number. So these were like some transition pressings or something, or maybe the early label changes or something. But that's $44.99. I bet those sound pretty good. Genesis Wind and Weathering. What is the label? Atco Atlantic. This is a original inner sleeve. That's a yellow Atco label. Steve Botsford on Jean-Luc Ponty. We have Carol Puckett on GG. That was James Gang. That sold to Carol Puckett. And Woods Felix on Queen The Game. Okay. Jeff McMaster sold on AC/DC. High Voltage, $73. And Joe Gabriel gets Rush for $55. Joe Gabriel gets Rush for $55. Those are sold and sold. There's Led Zeppelin 3. Black Sabbath, Never Say Die, $44.99. This one's got a little bit of a bent cover. I don't know if you can tell that there. It would help you to press that down with some books. Original inner sleeve. Vinyl's nice and clean. Near mint. That is $44.99. Never Say Die. Let's pull up 2 new auctions. I think I got some people chomping at the bits for at least one of these Kiss records. So let's put up, in my opinion, probably the best one of the night. And then we'll do this Scorpions as well. There's no telling how many copies of Love Gun I have had. And I always check for one thing. This stuff right here. First thing I look for. Always go straight to see if it has the insert, the merch insert, and the gun. This is a really nice copy. It looks like the cover. Y'all see that? This has been wet before. Definitely been wet before. It just has that feel. It had that wavy look to it. And so did the inner sleeve. See how it's kind of wavy? I've cleaned it as well as I could. Try to get it pressed out. I've kind of done almost some restoration to it. I ran this through the cleaner twice. And it has come out extremely nice. Just a couple like scuffs on it. Really nice. $19.99. NBLP 757. There's the label. So yeah, vinyl is EX Plus. There's the gun with the bang there. And there's the merchandise insert. $30 start on Kiss. Kiss Love Gun. $30 start on that. So insert, really clean vinyl. There's the inner sleeve. There's the cover. $30 start on that. Next new comment was price of Led Zeppelin, $44.99. What kind of cleaner do you use? It's an iSonic something. I'm not for sure. It's an iSonic though. Next auction is Scorpion's Love Drive with this alternate cover. Has the original inner sleeve. There's the back. Original inner sleeve. Vinyl is really clean. Yeah, really nice copy actually. EX Plus, pretty close to near mint minus on that. About a VG Plus cover. This one has some weird looking wear to it. I don't know, it's kind of weird looking. I don't know if that's the way it was manufactured or what, but Scorpion's Love Drive, $15 start on that. Kiss is at $55 with Sean Rushford. Jeff Beck, Tim Bogart, and that person there, $19.99. Robin Trower, Long Misty Days is $19.99. Pure Prairie League, Can't Hold Back, $14.99. Fog Hat, Boogie Motel, in shrink wrap with Hop Sticker, $14.99. And Uriah Heep, The Magician's Birthday, $19.99. Wings Over America is $39.99. Wings Over America, Triple LP live from Paul McCartney and The Who by Numbers, $19.99. Little Feet, Sailing Shoes is $19.99. The Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan is $24.99. And Derek and the Dominoes, Layla, $39.99. Fred Wink on RT, that was Robin Trower. Larry Underhill's at $60 on Kiss. Fred Wink first on Uriah Heep. Sean Rushford's at $62 on Kiss. It's pronounced a piece. Thank you, Craig. And Fred Wink on DD. That's Derek and the Dominoes. Original and authentic recordings by the great W.C. Fields, $14.99. Moody Blues on the Threshold of a Dream, $14.99. And Uriah Heep, Sweet Freedom, $19.99. So Larry Underhill's at $65 on the Kiss Love Gun. Has the order form, the gun. The cover is kind of weird, but it's there. And the inner sleeve, vinyl super clean. Looking for a $15 start. $15 on Scorpion's Love Drive. Fred Wink gets the Uriah Heep. Pink Floyd. Excuse me. That sounded weird. I was saying Floyd right in the middle of one of my coughs. Uma Guma, $64.99. Pink Floyd, Uma Guma. That's $64.99. This is the Moody Blues, $19.99. That's a 2LP like greatest hits compilation. The Beach Boys Forever, $14.99. Beach Boys Forever. Fred's at $15 on the Scorpions. Rich also bid $15. The Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters, $34.99 on the Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. And the Allman Brothers, The Road Goes On Forever. This is like a greatest hits, $34.99. 2LP, very clean. Road Goes On Forever. Sean's out on Kiss. Larry Underhill's at 65 on the Love Gun. Like I said, the cover is kind of, it's been wet. That's why it's kind of wavy looking. You can kind of tell it's had some staining there. The gun's in there. That's worth something. The inner sleeve and the vinyl's really clean. High bid on that is $65 to Larry Underhill, going twice, going 3 times. Scorpions is now at 17 with Rich Hopkins. Jesse, The Wings Over America was $39.99. Pat Metheny Group Travels. This guy really liked Pat Metheny Group. There's a bunch of them. We hadn't sold one yet. This is a recorded live in concert. $29.99. And Ted Nugent, Intensities in 10 Cities. That's in shrink wrap, $14.99. Fred Wink back in on the Scorpions at 20. Final call on Kiss. Scorpions is now at 20. Let me go back through this bin. We have the following. If you want prices, just let me know. Gamma 2, John Denver, Whose Garden Was This? Chicago Transit Authority. Eddie Money. I think somebody claimed that earlier, didn't they? Hold on a second. There was an Eddie Money claimed. Somebody, Devin Reese after Led Zeppelin. But that was further up here, wasn't it? That was after Led Zeppelin. Maybe that was the one. Yeah, that's the only Eddie Money in here. So this is sold, Tanner. Devin Reese. It was earlier when I brought out the new auctions and I got distracted. Devin Reese on that. Scorpions 20. Jesse Hood said, I'll take the Wings. Wings Over America. That's sold to Jesse Hood. Guy Goodman on Moody's. Guy, this is the Moody Blues, On the Threshold of a Dream, and Every Good Boy Deserves Favor. There's actually 3 in here. Rich is out on the Scorpions. Fred has that for $20, going twice, going 3 times. I'm about to end that and Love Gun together. Scarlet, Montrose, Paper Money, Roy Gallagher, Photo Finish, Neil Young, Live Rust, Eagles, One of These Nights, Moody Blues, Genesis, Wind and Weathering, Led Zeppelin 3 still available, Black Sabbath, Jeff Beck, Pure Prairie League, Foghat, The Who, Little Feat, Tony Sheridan, W.C. Fields, Moody Blues, Pink Floyd and Maguma. This is the Moody Blues. That's sold to Guy Goodman. The Beach Boys, Allman Brothers is still available. Allman Brothers, Pat Metheny, and Ted Nugent. Fred said Jeff Beck, Tim Bogert, and Carmine apiece is $19.99. Really nice. Okay, Love Gun. Kiss Love Gun is sold to Larry Underhill for $65. That's got several inserts in there. I'll let you pack that back up. Fred gets, in my opinion, a great deal on the Scorpions for $20. And Fred also gets Jeff Beck. Those are sold and sold. Let me introduce 2 new auctions while I'm grabbing the next crate. There's so many Rush albums over here. I guess we got to do them at some time. Some of them I really hate to auction because they're so nice. I'll do one that we never, ever get in. And I'll do another, let's see. There's Pink Floyd here, Queen. Let's do something a little different. Let's do Rush and Van Halen. All right, so this is a Rush album we get occasionally copies of Farewell to... Of course, their later stuff is different. I mean, their 90s and 2000s albums, that's a unicorn. But these earlier albums, never get that. This is Caress of Steel. From what I can tell, it's a OG gatefold. VG Plus cover, a little bit of wear. Just shelf wear on that. Caress of Steel, nice spine. A little bit, like I said, it's a VG Plus with average shelf wear. Original inner sleeve. And I have, a lot of these I cleaned twice, just so I could get a really good look. Just some sleeve scuffs, and that's it. Rush, Caress of Steel. Just some sleeve scuffs on this one. This is one that, I think I have a copy of this at home, but I don't think it's in the best condition. I've been trying to get Japanese pressings of Rush albums, and they just don't really come up for sale ones that I can physically see and know that they're good. So I'm going to send this one to somebody else. It's probably one, like I said, I should take home and make sure mine's not as nice. Not a bad copy. Caress of Steel. This is a $30 start. We've had two or three people comment, and at least 2 or 3 people want to know would I sell it early to them. And like I've always said, if we put something on Facebook and a hype picture, it's definitely not being sold early. I'm not holding it. It's going to be put up for auction here. So $30 start. Rush Caress of Steel. We don't get this one too often. Not a bad copy either. It's probably on a 10 scale overall, about a 6.5 or a 7. This, I believe, is the OG first press of Van Halen's first album. It has the black and white inner sleeve. Really clean vinyl. This is a exceptional copy of this on the vinyl. Almost no marks. I have listened to this a bunch. This is another album. One that made me play an electric guitar after I heard this for the first time. Probably did the same to a lot of other people over the last 40 years. Van Halen self-titled debut. That is a $30 start. Very nice vinyl. Van Halen self-titled. $30 start on that. I've already been through those twice, so let me grab a new crate. Rush and Van Halen's up for bid. As I think a couple people probably been waiting to see those pop up tonight. Let me get another crate of vintage. Is that okay with you, Seth? Good. Seth always brings so much joy to the live sales. Right, Tanner? He agreed with me. That was a compliment, Seth. Let me grab this Kiss box set. Rush, 50, 50, 50, 52, 35. All right, let me officially show this. I've got one of these available. Somebody needs it. One of our sales reps, Jason Herdren, I think. I'm not good with names, but I'm pretty close. He has a YouTube channel called Kiss My Collectibles, and I watched a 3.5 hour podcast of them unboxing this last night. It was amazing. I love watching anything about Kiss because my knowledge isn't the greatest. I know all the basics, but it fascinates me, the history of this band, and especially all the collectibles, because I've been buying and selling Kiss collectibles since I've been in high school without really knowing a lot about the band. But I've only got one of these. I wasn't going to stock it because there's no vinyl in it. I don't know why they didn't put the half-speed LP in this. It's just CDs and Blu-ray and lots of really cool collectibles and inserts. $299.99. I have one of them. This is Kiss Creatures of the Night 40th anniversary. I learned so much about this. I mean, that y'all need to check that out. I'm going to share that in the group. So this is $299.99. It's got a really amazing hype sticker on it with all this stuff. There's 103 total tracks in here, but there's no vinyl. That's why I posted a pre-order for this, but I figured, why couldn't they I think that would make it complete to me if they could just put the LP in there, but it's got everything else. Lots of demos, the works, okay? That is $299.99. Kiss Creatures of the Night 40th anniversary. An amazing box set. If you really get into it, it's really good. They had the guy that was like the main designer on there with them. They was going through it kind of piece by piece. 2 or 3 other Kiss experts on there with Jason. And so that is pretty incredible, all the stuff. If no one ends up buying this, I'm going to keep it just to have it. I mean, I like box sets. So that's $299.99. I'll keep it at least until through Christmas. All right, now let's get back to showing these records and auctions and whatnots. The last bid I seen on Rush was David Howard at $60. Caress of Steel, OG, gatefold, really clean copy, VG Plus cover, EX Plus or better vinyl. And this is a $60 start. Thank you, Craig. Yeah, there's Kiss My Collectibles. They have a Facebook group too. Experts. I mean, stuff that blows my mind, the knowledge they have. And then Van Halen, High bid on Van Halen is $35 with Kathy Amos. $35 with Kathy Amos. That's Van Halen self-titled. The Matrix is BSK-1-3075 JW-2, number 2. Van Halen is at $40 now with Joe Gabriel. Josh Fry, if there was any Jeff Beck in there, we've already sold it. And if I missed any other comments, let me know. If I missed any other comments from that last crate. This is a whole brand new crate. New crate of vintage. Let me get my camera back situated. Joe Walsh, So What? Joe Walsh is $19.99. Pat Metheny Group, Still Life Talking, $39.99. Don't see that one too often. ZZ Top, DeGuelo. ZZ Top is $34.99. Triumph, Progressions of Power, $19.99. Alan Holdsworth, there's another one. Alan Holdsworth, Metal Fatigue, $19.99. Jimi Hendrix Crash Landing is $34.99. And the Cars Candy O is $26.99. April Wine, Harder Faster, $19.99. And Frank Zappa, Transparency, $34.99. I think that's what that one's called. What did that just say? Okay, I saw something come across my phone, but I misread it. Debbie Blair is back in on Rush at $62. So Debbie is high bidder on Rush Caressa Steel for $62. That's going once, going twice to Debbie. Van Halen, we've got 40, and now back in it, Kathy's at 43. Guy Goodman first to Jimi Hendrix. And Robert Johnson first to the Alan Holdsworth. Those are sold and sold. Frank Zappa Studio Tan, $29.99. David Howard's back in on Rush at $65. Iron Butterfly in Agata Davida, $19.99. What the heck is this? Lenny Bruce. I don't think it's folded correctly. Hold on a second. It's Lenny Bruce Live. Or is it folded correctly? I can't tell. This is a weird cover. Lenny Bruce, though. It's definitely Lenny Bruce live at the Curran Theater. And this is... Well, now I've lost the price. Oh, it's on the sleeve. $24.99. I just got to lay that up there for right now. $24.99 on that. Pat Benatar, Crimes of Passion, $14.99. Deep Purple Machine Head, $34.99. So David Howard, 65 on Rush. Joe Gabriel, 45 on Rush. Kathy back in at 47. Is that OG Iron Butterfly? It should be on a yellow Atco label. It is. Yes, it is, Fred. Sell that to Fred. Jeff McMaster on Deep Purple. And LMLV77 on Lenny. Is that a claim? LMLV77 for the Lenny Bruce? Let me know if that's correct, because you may be a new buyer and I'll have to give you instructions. Jeff McMaster was first to Deep Purple and Chuck Wilson was second. Genesis, this is like a 2-in-1. Nursery Crime and Foxtrot. It's a 2 LP set reissue. That is $29.99. Debbie is back in on Rush at 67. Yes Drama. Yes Drama is $19.99. Sting, The Dream of the Blue Turtles is $24.99. Yes 90125. Yes is $19.99. And Rubber Soul. This is in shrink wrap. It's a purple capital pressing. $34.99. $34.99 in shrink wrap. Sgt. Pepper's. This is another purple capital pressing stereo. $39.99. Those purple capital pressings are pretty desirable. John Lennon Double Fantasy, $19.99. And Abbey Road, $34.99. I think this is again a purple capital pressing. Yeah, this guy bought all these about the same time. He had some good selections. Abbey Road, I think there was a white album in here somewhere. Update on our Van Halen. Kathy is at $47 on Van Halen, going twice, going 3 times. Debbie is at 67 on... Debbie's at 67 on Rush. We had somebody, I think, new claim Lenny Bruce. I hadn't heard from them. Let me know if you do want that and if you're a new buyer before we tag that. Let's see here. David Schroeder on Sgt. Pepper's. Zachary Smith on Rubber Soul. Debbie Blair said, "Stop it, Mike." And Van Halen's now at 50 with Joe Gabriel. Bob Seger, Night Moves is $29.99. Cheap Trick, found all the parts. This was that 10-inch release they had. $19.99 for Cheap Trick. Jeff Beck Flash, that's in shrink wrap with hop sticker. $19.99. Joe Gabriel's at 50 on Van Halen. Kathy was at 41, so Joe has the high bid of 50 now. Rush is at 67. David's out. Debbie has Rush Caressa Steel for $67. Tanner, we got some Spam. Not the kind we eat either. Jeff Beck sold to Fred Wink. Kathy's back in on Van Halen at 51. Led Zeppelin Coda, $44.99. Led Zeppelin Coda, original inner sleeve, extremely nice. $44.99. Genesis, A Trick of the Tail, $24.99 for Genesis, A Trick of the Tail, yellow Atco label. Bachman Turner Overdrive, $14.99. Bachman Turner Overdrive. Joe Gabriel, first on the Led Zeppelin Coda. Aram Lazelle was second. Guy Goodman wants Trick of the Tail, Genesis. Fred Wink on BTO. So, final call. This really nice copy of Rush Caressa Steel. That is with Debbie Blair for $67. Final call. And Van Halen, still getting a little bit of activity. Kathy was at 51. Joe, ball's back in your court. Let me know if you're bidding or if you're out. Kathy has that for 51. Santana Z-Bop, $19.99. Blue Oyster Cult, Tyranny and Mutation, $24.99. We don't get this one as often as we do the others. That's very nice. BOC, $24.99. Robert Plant, Pictures at 11, is $19.99. That was fast. BOC sold to Fred Wink. Joe Gabriel's back in on Van Halen at 55. Healing, Todd Rundgren, $19.99. And Janis Joplin, Pearl. This is a later 70s reissue, $34.99. Kathy back in on Van Halen. And REO Speedwagon, 9 Lives, $19.99 on that. Jethro Tull, Heavy Horses, $19.99 for Heavy Horses. Jeff McIntosh on RP. Robert Plant. Bob McKinney, you were second to that one. Blue Oyster Cult, Agents of Fortune. This was their big album. Has Don't Fear the Reaper on it. $24.99. Boy, that's a nice cover. I love their artwork. I've got a cousin that's pretty serious about this band. I mean, I'm talking, he is a fan. London Town, $24.99. April Wine, First Glance, $19.99. And Queen, A Day at the Races. Nice looking copy, $34.99. All right, well, we can go ahead and sell Rush. That's sold to Debbie Blair for $67. Rush, Caressa Steel, that's sold to Debbie Blair, $67. Van Halen, we had 57. Yep, Kathy's at 57. We've already pulled Robert Plant. Fred Wink got the BOC. Rob Scheffler, you were second. Fred Wink on April Wine. Jamie Butler, you were third on BOC. Guy Goodman gets the Queen. Larry Underhill was second. And Jamie Butler, you were second on April Wine. Still bidding on Van Halen, $60 now with Joe Gabriel. In my auction bin, here's what I have. Pink Floyd, Black Sabbath, Van Halen, Rush, AC/DC, Hendrix, Rush, Sabbath, Pink Floyd, Rush, Queen, the Sex Pistols, Pink Floyd, Rush, Kiss, AC/DC, Rush, Pink Floyd, Queen, Pink Floyd, Thin Lizzy, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and let's do the oddball, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood, ultrasonically cleaned, nice copy, really nice copy. Look at that. Near mint minus and a really nice cover too. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood, $25 start on that. Nice copy. $25 start on that. Van Halen, 60. But it was a claim for my part. Okay. LM, LV77, the Lenny Bruce. I just need to know your name And I need to know if you have a Facebook so you can send us a message. If not, I got to send you our email address so you can email us. So we need to know your name so we can tag that for you. And then so we can also keep going on that. Okay. Van Halen is at 61. Yeah. Kathy's at 61 on Van Halen. Hendrix, Sabbath, Pink Floyd. Stevie Ray Vaughan, 25-25. I'm Yvette Vergara. Okay, thank you. Lenny Bruce was Yvette Vergara, Tanner. LL77 was Yvette Vergara. I have you on Facebook. Yes, I do. Stevie Ray Vaughan's now at 30. So we're bidding on Van Halen and Stevie Ray Vaughan. Johnny Crawford, A Young Man's Fancy, $14.99. Journey Departure, $19.99. Bachman Turner Overdrive, Not Fragile, $14.99. Led Zeppelin 4, this is an RCA. So this is, I think, another one. Yeah, this is another one. It has like a 4-digit catalog number, but it's a club version. $64.99. And this has the poster, $54.99. Van Halen, Women and Children First. This has the poster with it, $54.99. Tommy Flowers takes the Johnny Crawford. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, Tommy Flowers gets the Johnny Crawford. Burt Jordan's at 33 on Stevie Ray Vaughan. All right, so John Miller's at 35. We have a copy of Texas Flood, Stevie Ray Vaughan. All of our auctions tonight have been ultrasonically cleaned. I got them in 4 mil sleeves, anti-statics. I personally inspected them and checked them. And then we were bidding on Van Halen. Kathy was at $61. Joe Gabriel, let me know. It's between you and Kathy. Kathy has that for $61. This one has the almost caused a war right there. This has the David Lee Roth poster with it. Has the David Lee Roth, not the Sammy Hagar. Let me go back through that. Yeah, I didn't go back through this one a second time. So Stevie Ray Vaughan 35, Van Halen 65. Let me go back through this crate. If you want prices, let me know. Joe Walsh, Pat Metheny Group, ZZ Top, Triumph, The Cars, April Wine, Frank Zappa, Pat Benatar, Genesis, Yes, Sting, Yes, John Lennon, Abbey Road, Bob Seger, Cheap Trick. Kathy's out on Van Halen. So Joe, 65 may have bought it. That's going twice, going 3 times. And then final call on Stevie Ray Vaughan. John Miller has that for 35, going twice, going 3 times. Santana Z-Bop, Todd Rundgren, Jazz Joplin Pearl, REO Speedwagon 9 Lives, Jethro Tull Heavy Horses, London Town Paul McCartney, Journey still available, Bachman Turner Overdrive, Led Zeppelin 4, and Van Halen. Those are all still available. We're about to end those 2 auctions. Give me 1 second. Y'all can still. Seth was worried I didn't take off my mic before I went over there and blowed my nose, but I did. I was going to post, but I think y'all know I've been pretty under the weather all week, so I might knock on vinyl, coughing as bad as I was the other night, but I'm not feeling 100% for sure. So Dakota, Pat Benatar was Crimes of Passion, $14.99. Sold to you unless you say otherwise. Rich Group says Cars, price, and condition. The Cars Candy-O, it has a little bit of wear up here and some staining. Has the original inner sleeve. Vinyl, super nice, $26.99. Bob Riger Journey was $19.99. Departure, $19.99 on Journey. The 10-inch was the Cars. It's called Found All the Parts, $19.99. Just bought Ohio State versus Michigan tickets. Boy, I bet those weren't cheap. And Fred is at 37 on Stevie Ray Vaughan. John's back in at 38. Let's go ahead and sell Van Halen to Joe Gabriel for $65. Bob Riger says Journey sold. Bob Riger says Journey sold. Stevie Ray Vaughan's now at 38. All right, new crate. Here's what I'm going to do. I've got, the other night it was very successful. We had, here's those other half-off records. I need to go put these. Yeah, somebody condense these down and grab that crate. They start right here. So let's just set that over here. I bet my mom or John didn't know that. We got to take those to the back. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, let's go through. I've got some stuff up here. Is this from July? Yeah, I've got some records from July. I want to go through a crate that's kind of on sale. It's probably some stuff y'all have never seen before or haven't seen in a long time. So let me go through this crate. And this is technically, well, I'll explain it in 1 second. I don't have any 45s ready tonight, no, but I'll have some before the end of the week. Fred's out on Stevie Ray Vaughan. What Sex Pistols? What Stevie Ray Vaughan? Did somebody say, oh, don't refresh that. Joe Gabriel wanted the Van Halen Women and Children First as well. So Joe Gabriel got the Van Halen self-titled auction. He also gets the Women and Children First with the poster. Fred's out on Stevie Ray Vaughan. Let's go ahead and sell that to John Miller for $38 so we can put up 2 new ones. So I essentially have a crate here of records that's on sale, but the way I do these is it's like a buy it now best offer. So I'm going to read through them just like it's an original brand new crate. You can buy them or you can make me a fair offer. They're not going to be half off or anything, but if you want to make a deal on a couple things, it's been a long time since we've shown these. So they're like new arrivals. Let me get 2 new auctions. Somebody asked about the Sex Pistols. I will put that up and we'll do another. Let's do this Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix, Axes Bold as Love. This isn't a first press, but it's an older press. You know, nothing like 180 gram. Probably sometime from the 70s with that Reprise label. Just a standard inner sleeve, nice gatefold. VG Plus or better cover. Very clean vinyl. Very clean vinyl. EX Plus or better. And that is a $25 start. Jimi Hendrix, Axes Bold as Love. $25 start on that. This Sex Pistols is extremely nice. I'm thinking it's an OG. Matrix is BSK-1-3147 JW2. Really clean, almost no marks on it. Never mind the bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. That's also a $25 start. $25 start on that. $25 start on the Sex Pistols. I don't have any more new vinyl to show. I'm definitely going to go back through some crates from earlier this week, but I don't have any brand new stuff you've never seen before. Hendrix 25, 30, 30. Sex Pistols 25, 25, 25. All right, so let's go through these. These are buy it now or best offer. Y'all know how that works. We did a crate the other night. We sold like 2/3 of the crate. Rod Stewart, Gasoline Alley, is a VG Plus $9.99. So some of these may be check condition. So if they are, I will tell you the grade. A VG Plus record will have some light pops and a little bit of noise. Gasoline Alley's a VG Plus $9.99. Stephen Steele's Thoroughfare Gap, VG Plus $14.99. Thoroughfare Gap, VG Plus $14.99. Quicksilver, VG copy, $9.99. A VG copy, $9.99. That neon green capital with the purple C. The Sound of Johnny Cash, VG Plus $9.99. Original Columbia 2i, VG Plus $9.99. Together Again, Ray Charles. This is in shrink wrap, a mono copy, ABC Paramount label. This is a VG Plus $14.99. Can you show the back of the Sex Pistols cover? I can. Tom Dearlove. Let's see. By the way, this has the original inner sleeve. There's the back of the cover. VG Plus or better cover, has one little stain there in the corner. Vinyl, I've ultrasonically cleaned it, original inner sleeve. High bid on the Sex Pistols right now is Chris Micus at $55. Chris Micus at $55. Jimi Hendrix is at $40 with Guy Goodman. I don't see anybody higher right now. Guy Goodman's at $40 on Jimi Hendrix. Steamboat tan reprise label, or some people call it orange. And now the Sex Pistols, one more time, really clean copy. A high bid on that, $65. Okay, David Tate got Johnny Cash. Pam Deakins on Ray Charles, and Kyle Morgan was right after her. Pam got Ray Charles. Sex Pistols and Jimi Hendrix are up for bid. Still got all those Kiss. We still got Kiss, but we still got those Rush albums. Kind of making those last. I'm trying to stretch those out because when those are all gone, it may be January before we get another one clean copy, much less. I really hadn't pushed that issue. Not issue, but like we got like 2 copies of every Rush album in really good condition in that collection. So we just don't see that too often. Blood Rock 3 is a VG Plus $14.99. Arlo, that's Arlo Guthrie, VG copy $9.99. The Guess Who Flavors, VG Plus $9.99. A Night in Heaven soundtrack, VG Plus $14.99. This has English Beat, Bryan Adams, Gary U.S. Bonds, Jan Hammer, Kiddo. Eric Clapton's Rainbow Concert, VG Plus $24.99. All-star lineup on here with them. Pete Townsend, Rick Gretsch, Ron Wood, Steve Winwood. And Robin Trower, Victims of the Fury. EX $17.99 on Robin Trower. EX vinyl on that. Very clean. Just a couple scuffs on it. Okay, I think Sex Pistols 75 with Fred Wink. 65-60. Jimi Hendrix, that's a new bid. Zachary Smith 55. May I see the back cover again on the Sex Pistols? Yep. There it is. Must be something y'all are looking for. I know there's a couple of variants on this. John Mincemoyer is at 80 on that. Fred Wink first on Eric Clapton. And Fred Wink first on Robin Trower. Those are both sold to Fred. If you're just joining us, we're doing a crate of vintage. It's a buy it now best offer. So everything's priced. You can claim first as fast as you can so you don't miss it. Or you can make me a very fair offer. I will be very reasonable on these. Fred Wink's at 85 on the Sex Pistols. John Mincemoyer's now at 100. Guy Goodman says he's out on Axis. He already has 2 of them. So Zachary Smith has that for 55. 55 on that. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Daylight again. VG Plus, $14.99. Bobby Hutcherson, San Francisco, featuring Harold Land. This is... excuse me. $99.99. EX on the vinyl. Has a couple scuffs right there. Right in here. Blue Note, that is $99.99 in shrink wrap. I need to put that on Discogs if no one buys it or makes an offer on it tonight. Jethro Tull, Benefit, a VG copy for $9.99. VG copy for $9.99. It's a Beautiful Day. It's a Beautiful Day. VG copy, $9.99. And The Police, Wrapped Around Your Finger. That is a 12-inch single. VG Plus $14.99. It's a white label promo. It has some ugly looking scuffs on it, but I promise you that doesn't affect playback too much. And it also has Murder by Numbers and Someone to Talk to on there as well. Sex Pistols 105. I bought something for you last night, Christmas. Can't figure out how to pay. Creative Expressions, or as you said, call you Deb. If you've sent us a message, we may have not replied, but as long as you've sent us a message, you're good. You won't hear from us until Monday. We don't invoice until Mondays. It's a weekly cycle. So we have a lot of people ask us the same thing. We try to send you a Facebook message. It may have got, or a thank you message, but it may have got overlooked. if you've messaged us, then we will send you an invoice on Monday. That's the next time you'll hear from us. Sex Pistols at 110. Arm Lozelle wants the police. And I couldn't even do that. You're on a business page. You may have problems because you're on a business page. Do you have a personal page, or it looks like maybe you set up your business page as a personal page, or maybe you're bidding, or maybe you're on your business page. If you can switch to your personal page, then you can send a message. But business pages, I don't know, can message other business pages. That might be something weird within the depths of that. Tanner says we don't have a message from you. So you might want to check on, see if you can swap accounts. I do the same thing. Sometimes I can comment on like my friend's page as Collectco, and you have to click that little button and switch it sometimes. So yeah, make sure you send us a message on your personal account. Okay, Jimi Hendrix, let's go ahead and sell that to Zachary Smith for $55. Arm Lozelle got the police. Fred's out on the Sex Pistols. And high bid then is Jonathan Mintzmoyer at 110. John Mintzmoyer is at 110. Chris is back in at 111. Herbie Mann, Glory of Love, a VG copy, $9.99. The Marshall Tucker Band, Running Like the Wind, VG Plus, $9.99. Homer and Jethro, VG Plus, $14.99. We got the Titans on right behind us, 20-9. Wow, that's good. I've got, so 21. Oh, right off the goalpost. 20, so I've got 23-9. John Mintzmoyer is at 120 on the Sex Pistols. Fred Wink wants Marshall Tucker Band. Rick Wakeman, Six Wives of Henry VIII, $19.99. The Babies, Head First, is $19.99. Quicksilver Messenger Service with the original foil cover, $24.99. $24.99. We've got Jethro Tull. That is their first album. It's called This Was Gatefold Pressing. I think that's the OG label for that one. Really nice copy, $29.99. Bob McKinney on the Babies. Sell that to Bob McKinney. Chris wants to see the back cover one more time. Must be looking at all those variants. 77 Warner Brothers. I've ultrasonically cleaned this one. I meant to test play because I don't know if I've listened to this one in its entirety before. I know a couple of the tracks on here, but there's the original inner sleeve, of course. High bid on that is $120. Jeff McMaster gets the Jethro Tull. I guess we can do another auction because that one's about done. Let me go ahead and grab the next two. I've got, let's see. Well, let's do 2112 and Van Halen. Chris Mikas is at 121 now. Let's do Rush. I'll do Van Halen 1984 next. Thin Lizzy as well. I'll do Thin Lizzy. Thank you, Rob. It's called Fighting. That's the Thin Lizzy I've got. This is a really nice copy of 2112. I don't know how well y'all's connection are as far as video quality, but as you can see, this is a glossy, just a couple of scuffs maybe. I think it's an OG. Nice cover. That's Quicksilver. Another hit of Fresh Air. That's Quicksilver. Rush 2112, $35 start. $35 start. Really nice copy of that. $35 start on 2112. John Mintzmoyer is back in on Sex Pistols of 135. So John Mintzmoyer is at 135. Wayne says Queen 11. Not for sure what that means, Wayne. Some copies of Bullocks have submission listed with the tracks and some don't. There you go. Thank you, Jeff. Chris is at 136. Fred, I think you bought it the other night. I think you already bought that album this week. Fred, I think you already got that one. Dan Fogelberg, Souvenirs, $9.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Love Beach, $19.99. No Sweat, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, $14.99. Gary Wright, The Light of Smiles, Gary Wright, $14.99. Gary Wright, Touch and Gone is $14.99. And Stephen Stills, The Best of Stephen Stills, $19.99. Request for auction in Queen 2. Gotcha. So Sex Pistols is at $138. We're looking at for this to be like the big album for Rush that really rebooted their career, there's not as much demand for it. Everybody wants Permanent Waves or Fly By Night or Farewell to Kings or Moving Pictures or their first album or Caress of Steel. This is actually the hardest one for me to sell. 2112, $35 start on that. Fred Wink on Emerson, Lake and Palmer. That's Love Beach. Sell that to Fred Wink. Sex Pistols 140, 155 with John Mintzmoyer. Looks like we got a war between Chris and John. Boone's Farm is $19.99. Boone's Farm is $19.99. Joe says, I'll change that for you, Chad. I'm in on Rush at $35. Tommy Bolin, Private Eyes is $19.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works. Emerson, Lake and Palmer Works is $19.99. Dixie Dregs, Free Fall, $14.99. Everyone already has it. Well, I would hope so. Mahavishnu Orchestra, $19.99. I can tell you what, they don't have the other ones because that's the ones everybody's always asking for. Fred Wink on Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Fred got the back-to-back ELPs. Hiroshima, Adori, $9.99. I thought everybody had Led Zeppelin records too, but it's still unbelievable. The upcoming generation don't have them. Everybody that discovers Rush right now, like me, ages 16, when you really start get the ear to hear them, 16 to 25 or 16 to 30 people discover Rush. Those people will start wanting them. That's why demand is still high. Spirit Feedback, $19.99. I think it's hard to get maybe anybody younger than 16 into Rush or Yes or anything like that, but it happens. Hopefully it happens. The Nice, this has got members of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, at least one, Keith Emerson. That is $19.99. David LaFlamme, Inside Out, $14.99 gold stamp promo. So we got two bids on Rush, Joe Gabriel and Brent Rabley. Joe is at $35 first. Brent, you were second. The Sex Pistols has 6 tracks on side 1. And, whoops. This has 12 songs on it. Side 2 has 6 tracks. High bid on this is $155 with John Mintzmoyer. Humble Pie, Rockin' the Fillmore, $24.99. Point Blank, $14.99. Point Blank, $14.99. Promotional copy. Doesn't have an appreciation I have for Rush. It'll come around. It'll come around. Just keep blasting it in your house. Eventually they'll be like, hey, this sounds good. Herbie Mann, The Inspiration I Feel, $19.99. Wow. This is $49.99. The Allman Brothers, Concert from American University. This is a Newberry Comics exclusive on Peach Vinyl. This is a live show from 1970. $49.99. Luckily, people my age is what's probably driven the vinyl boom. Luckily, the generation of my era has got into this music, so it has kept the demand and desire alive because people's revisiting this music. That's the reason we're doing this in 2022. And also people that, most of y'all that lived through it as well, wanting to buy it back and still live it. So there's like new people like me discovering stuff every day. And then there's most of y'all probably that actually lived it from the early 60s all the way through when it was now. So all age groups. Humble Pie, Guy Goodman, let me take a look at it. Looks pretty clean. It has some of that, what I call acidic transfer on it, right there. We don't have any condition notes on it, and the cover is about a VG+. Cover is about a VG+. Okay, Brent, I just want to make sure you're out on this because you bid 35, but so did Joe. I'm selling this to Joe for 35 unless there's a new bid from Brent or anybody else in about 30 seconds. Looks like he's out on the Sex Pistols. So John Mincemoyer, you have this for 155, going twice, going 3 times. I think everyone wants Presto, Roll the Bones, Counterparts. That's for, yeah, those for sure. Those for sure. And then Hemispheres, Farewell to Kings, yes. Brian Hummel offered 40 for the Allman Brothers. I'll go ahead and sell that to you. Sell that to Brian Hummel for $40. That was the first offer we had on anything in this crate. Unbelievable. These are make offer. And if you want to make a reasonable offer. Dave Hubbard. Dave Hubbard is $19.99. And Burton Cummings, My Own Way to Rock, $9.99. Heavy Mix. This is a compilation with Elephant's Memory, Mother Lode, Captain Beefheart, Lou Christie, and Sopwith Camel, $14.99. And Weather Report Tail Spinning. Weather Report is $14.99. All right. Rush 2112 sold to Joe Gabriel for $35. John Mincemoyer gets the Sex Pistols for $155. No, the iSonic does not remove the acidic transfer. That's kind of like a chemical reaction. A lot of these inner sleeves are pretty acidic. Not that kind. Where's a prime example? Probably the ones with, if y'all hear me say that, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. These right here. These inner sleeves right here are heavily acidic. If you stored something paper in this, it would just really, if you had like an important document and you slid that down in there for the last 50 years, it would be yellowed. But that has a chemical reaction with the vinyl, especially in high humidity areas, and it leaves these like marks and dots, and they're kind of non-removable. They're permanent. Most of the time, it doesn't create a sound issue unless it's like really, really bad. Most of the time, though, it's just a visual imperfection. I see records all the time. It'll be like acidic marks, and that usually means it's still going to sound okay. Fred Wink got the Heavy Mix. Let me pull that first. Fred Wink on Heavy Mix. When and who do you ship with? So last week's order. It depends on your order. Most of it goes USPS Media Mail unless you had a really big package. He does sometimes UPS with that, but it should be USPS. But you will get a tracking number, and when you get a tracking number, you'll be able to track it. But if you hadn't got a tracking number yet, it hadn't shipped. But we send tracking as soon as it ships. Kyle Morgan, Dave H, $15. Dave H. That was Dave Hubbard. Sell that to Kyle Morgan for $15. David Haygood, yes, we've already sold Queen Hot Space. Fred, I'm going to sell you Humble Pie for $20. If you can get on the 8th copy Paul McCartney box set. Tanner, we need to put John Young down and Kevin Squires on that Paul McCartney box set wait list. Hard to find Pistols cover. Yeah, I think that was an OG first true Sex Pistols we just sold right there. I didn't even really realize it. Burton Cummins, My Own Way to Rock, $9.99. And Weather Report, I've already showed those. Sell Tommy Flowers, Burton Cummins for $7. And the Rascals, $9.99. Let me grab some new auctions. We've got another AC/DC. And we'll do Black Sabbath Paranoid. Let There Be Rock. I think this is another first press. Yellow Atco label. Original Atlantic inner sleeve, about a VG Plus cover. This one has got a really weird mark on it. See that stuff right there? Can y'all see that? You can't feel it. You can't hear it. It's a really weird looking thing, though. Looks like some kind of smudge. You can't feel it. Won't come off. It didn't make any noise either. Let There Be Rock. So that, and then this side here looks beautiful. This is a really well taken care of record for an AC/DC record. It has on the Dead Wax Master Room. I think that's another first press. $25 start. VG Plus cover. AC/DC Let There Be Rock. Stomach acid from vomit. I hope not. Black Sabbath Paranoid. This is a repress on the Warner Brothers Oasis label. Extremely nice vinyl. Extremely nice for a copy of Paranoid. EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Gatefold cover. I love this picture in here of the band. Tony, Geezer, Bill, and Ozzy. Gatefold, $25 start on Paranoid. I'll just leave that out. So AC/DC is a $25 start. Black Sabbath Paranoid's a $25 start. Larry Coryell, The Real Great Escape, $19.99. Automatic Man is $19.99. Nova. Nova is $14.99. Nova, Wings of Love, $14.99. Average White Band, Put It Where You Want It, $14.99. Passport, Iguaku, maybe? Passport, $9.99. Fred Wink on Automatic Man, sell out to Fred Wink. Joe Gabriel's at $25 on Black Sabbath. Kenny Heathcock also bid $25, and so did Adam Stein. Jeff McMaster on Nova. Bob McKinney on Average White Band. We have the Salsoul Orchestra, Street Sense. Salsoul Orchestra, $19.99. Malice in Wonderland, Peace, Ashton Lord, $24.99. Automatic Man Visitors, $19.99. Graham Central Station mirror has one of those Uriah Heep. Look, like a real mirror on the cover. $19.99. Two more records in here. Chick Corea Friends with the Smurfs cover, $14.99. And Soul Makossa, Manu Dibango, $99.99. The original Soul Makossa, Manu Dibango, on Atlantic. That is $99.99, 1972. Fred on the other Automatic Man. Fred on the Graham Central Station. Update on our auctions. Has no one bid on Black Sabbath yet? I'm going to retract this and just go keep it then. Black Sabbath Paranoid, $25 start. It's probably a late 70s press. Really clean. I've ultrasonically cleaned it. Pretty solid cover too. And AC/DC is at $26 with Adam Stein. Let's go through this crate one more time. And these two that I've laid over here were some high-end, like jazz, funk looking records that I will be putting on Discogs if nobody wants to make a fair offer on them. I've seen two things sell on Discogs since I've been live that's popped up on my phone. Fred needs to put back that last Automatic Man. What is the Malice in Wonderland? That is Ian, I'm thinking that's Peace, like Carmine. Paul Martinez, John Lord, and Tony Ashton. John Lord keyboards, as in John Lord from Deep Purple. Automatic Man is still available. Let's go back through this crate. I'm going to probably take a break at 9:30 so I can rest my voice, get some energy and food. And we still have most of the stuff that was featured on our Facebook post. Let me find that. Let me find that picture. Yeah, all this, it's over here in a crate. These ones that we've only auctioned probably a fifth of these. There's the Paranoid. That's what I used for the hot picture. Rush, ACD. Let's see. We still got most of the Rush. We still got some of the Queens. All that over there. And then there was a whole nother picture that I didn't use in that photo. Maybe that one. Maybe Mob Rules. Let's see. Which one didn't I use? Oh, no, but we do have more. We've got really good records still to sell for part 2 and auction. So if we don't get through them, we're having another sale tomorrow night. Joe put a bid of 25. I hadn't seen that. Who is Joe? I don't have Country Squire. Country Squire is out of print. Tanner, my restream has reset, so I've got to pay really close attention to the screen. Drummer from Deep Purple as well. Yes. What was the Hutcherson and Land price? Hutcherson and Land price was an EX on the vinyl, $99.99. No, it was 25. So Joe Gabriel has Black Sabbath for 25. Is that right? Joe, do you care to go ahead and bid that again? $25. Don't forget Thin Lizzy. Yes, we'll have to do that during part 2. Adam Stein's at 30. So I'm going to go back through this crate very quickly, wrap up these 2 auctions, and then we'll be back at 10 o'clock for part 2. Joe Gabriel's at 25. Black Sabbath, a steal, going twice, going 3 times to Joe Gabriel at 25. Adam Stein is at 30 on AC/DC. Let There Be Rock, going once, going twice. 30 and 25. Chris said he would give 15 for Malice. Chris, I will take 20 for that if you want it. Here's what's left. Rod Stewart, if you want prices, let me know. Rod Stewart, Stephen Stills, Quicksilver, Blood Rock. Kenny Heathcock is at 32 on AC/DC. Arlo Guthrie, the Guess Who flavors. A Night in Heaven, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Jethro Tull, It's a Beautiful Day. Herbie Mann, Homer and Jethro. Rick Wakeman, Quicksilver. Dan Fogelberg, Brent Rabley said Blood Price. Blood Rock 3 is a VG Plus $14.99. VG Plus $14.99. Chris said I'll take it. Tanner, sell this album right here, Malice in Wonderland. Chris Wood Sr. for 20. Rascals, yes, I read that guy and I forgot to acknowledge it. This is about a VG Plus. This is not a near mint record. About a VG Plus, $9.99 on the Rascals. That one's called C. Not a top copy on that one. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, No Sweat. Gary Wright, you can make offers on any of these. You don't even have to ask me the price. If you already kind of know it, you can make an offer. Stephen Stills, The Best of Stephen Stills, Boone's Farm, Tommy Bolin. Adam Stein, let me know if you're in on AC/DC at 32 or more than 32. Let There Be Rock is at 32 with Kenny Heathcock. Joe, I have tried my best to squeeze another $1 out of this, but you're getting a deal. Black Sabbath Paranoid, sold to Joe Gabriel at $25. I just hate selling nice copies of Black Sabbath albums that cheap. It's like, I won't get another one that cheap available. You know, usually that's like 40 or 50 bucks. Tommy Bolin is $19.99, Private Eyes. Dixie Dregs, why make an offer when you can pay full price? Exactly. Just, you don't even have to make an offer. Mahavishnu Orchestra is $19.99. Hiroshima. I've heard some people say Hiroshima. I've always said Hiroshima. Spirit Feedback, $19.99. The Nice, this is a good Tommy Bolin record. A lot of people's like, Chad, you got to listen to this. Chad, you got to listen to this. I always overlooked it. You know, when I'm in a store at night with a million records, there's a lot to listen to. One night I put it on and it's really good. What's that one song? Post Toasty. Really good guitar album. That's sold to Bob McKinney. Chandler, I've already sold Black Sabbath. I had it up for, seemed like a half hour. I've already sold that to Joe for 25. Adam's out on this. Kenny Heathcock has it for $32, going twice, going 3 times. David LaFlamme, Inside Out. Point Blank. Herbie Mann. Weather Report. Larry Coryell. Passport. The Salso Orchestra. Chick Corea. Automatic Man. Kelly McDonald says Tommy 15. Let me figure out what Tommy was. Tommy. What was Tommy? Tommy 15. Oh, that was Tommy Bolin. Oh, that's already sold. Kelly. Sorry, sold. Okay. Let's sell Kenny Heathcock, AC/DC for $32. And we're going to take a break there. What time is it? Hey, I stopped right at 9:30. 9:30. We'll be back. I'll start the feedback at Chick Corea, $11.99. Sell that to Aaron Gardner. We'll start back up around 10 o'clock. I'm going to make a quick post and let everybody know. Brent Rabley, 10 on Blood Rock. Sell that to Brent Rabley. I'm going to let everybody know that we're coming back and we still got all this fantastic stuff. We'll go through more crates like this. See, we sold like half of that. That's great. Kind of like on sale recaps, stuff you can make offers on. I'll go back through some new arrivals, especially new vinyl, and we will definitely put up the rest of these auctions or whatever we can get through. We're having enough. If you can't come back, if you got to get up early in the morning, we're having another sale tomorrow night and most likely on Saturday night as well. So See y'all back here in 30 minutes. If not, I'll see you tomorrow night. Hopefully you come back though.